WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland. Michigan sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that. Hello. Welcome into the show, everybody. Happy Friday. Let's kick off the weekend on a high note. We've got some World Cup this weekend. We've got the Tigers, one last series before they hit the All-Star break. And then we got Conor McGregor fighting. What a weekend we have in store. Plus, it's Pontooners weekend, so come on out to the ballpark here at Dow Diamond if that's your sort of thing. All right, let's get started. We will get to a couple guests coming on. Keith Smith from Spotrac, the Cap Wizard, NBA nerd. He's coming on and the 11 o'clock hour, so stay tuned for that. We're going to see the ins and outs of the Jalen Duren situation with the Detroit Pistons. But let's start here. The Pistons, let's start here. The Tigers, they ended up sweeping the homeless A's yesterday. 3 games, 3 wins. They looked fantastic in all 3 games. Now, Valencia makes his debut yesterday, hits a home run, has an emotional moment after the game. It's all great stuff, and we'll get to a conversation later about best ways to debut in sports. I'm excited about that. But Kyle, the Tigers, it's very simple. This team is hot. They are one of the hottest teams in baseball. They are climbing the standings. They're within 5 games of both the division and the wild card race right now. They passed another 2 teams last night in that wild card race. They win today with a couple teams losing. They could be as high as the 3rd team out from the wild card spot. This team's playing really strong baseball right now and have been for over a month now. Colt Keith, he's bringing some power to the table. Even Zach McKinstry got a home run yesterday. This feels like one of the best teams in baseball in this moment in time. Yet, nobody can agree on what to do with Tarek Skubal. I have my opinions. You have your opinions. We differ in how we approach each of these games going forward until the trade deadline. I'm talking with my friends. They've got these opinions. I look online. People have got these opinions. It feels like there's not a single set of 2 people that can agree as to what the Tigers should actually do at this year's trade deadline. Obviously, a lot depends on how they finish out the next 19 games. They've got 3 more before the break. Then they're going to have another 16 before the actual deadline on August 3rd. But I feel like the Tigers should have some sort of sense of knowing what they're going to do of every single outcome of each game, rather than like, we'll see. If we keep winning, maybe we'll be buyers. If we keep losing, maybe we'll be sellers. I feel like the Tigers should have some sort of plan in place for every outcome the rest of the way, rather than put their shoulders up and still play the I don't know game. We're getting to a point about 20 days away from that deadline, 23 I think it is, where I feel like the Tigers should have some sort of idea as to what's going to happen and what it takes to pivot from that plan. Yet it feels like not a single person can agree as to what that plan should be. I know my stance. I think they should trade Tarek Skubal no matter what. And I would hold on to Gleyber Torres. I would hold on to Casey Mize. I would hold on to Jack Flaherty unless someone's willing to offer you a prospect that's, or a player in the majors that's ready to go. Like a prospect that's high end and also you think they're going to be playing on the Tigers as soon as this season. If that's the case, all right, you probably have to trade Jack Flaherty, older guy. Value's not going to be this high ever again. And when it comes to Tarek Skubal, I would trade him no matter what. I see a lot of buzz starting to gather up. Oh, the Tigers should keep Tarek Skubal. You can't give up a top 3 pitcher in the world. You can't give up a top 3 pitcher in the world if you want to go contend to win the AL Central. If you think they're going to turn it around, keep him. No, I don't think that's the case at all. If you hold on to him and he walks this offseason for nothing but a comp pick, that is major loser activity from a franchise. You have to do the smart thing. You should not listen to Tarek Skubal. Oh, we should buy. No. This guy's not going to be around long term. He's made it very clear he's not going to be around long term. So if that's the case, I think you move on from him and you actually get a haul back in return. As for everybody else, I think it's fair game. If they keep winning, okay, we don't have to trade anybody else. Someone in our YouTube chat threw out yesterday, trade Skubal and buy at the deadline with, adding some other pieces. I don't think that's crazy. Like it's pretty inauthentic, and not inauthentic, but atypical. It's not something you see baseball teams do at all. But this is one of the rare situations that we've seen. You've got the top player available at this year's deadline, a back-to-back Cy Young winner, someone who maybe is going to have a return that's bigger than almost anything we've seen over the last 25 years here at the deadline. We've got that player on a team that's 7 games below 500, yet is also the hottest team in the league and is very much in the mix of things, both in their division and the wild card. This situation doesn't just happen every single deadline. So for the Tigers to do something kind of uncanny, I think is not all that unreasonable. But it does feel like you can't find two people that agree on what the Tigers should do at this year's deadline. I think you and I are actually pretty similarly aligned on this, with the caveat you kind of think the Tigers are going to hold on to Tarek Skubal, and every win that they get closer and closer to 500 puts you in a little bit of a sticky situation where you think they actually might not trade Skubal at all. Well, what they're going to do and what they should do, I think, are two different conversations. What they should do is what I want to focus on right now. And in my opinion, what they should do is trade Skubal and hold on to almost everybody else and go try to gun this thing down. I don't think it's worth it to keep Skubal around just for the rest of this season if you know you're going to lose him anyway, which we all know. And moving on from him allows you to bulk up both the farm system. It allows you to maybe add a couple pieces to this team right now. And you also feel pretty comfortable with Troy Melton, Keider Montero, Jackson Joe being the core of your team, of your rotation going forward, with Casey Mize and maybe Justin Verlander and Jack Flaherty still around. That's my case as to what they should do at this year's deadline.
Yeah, I agree with you in the fact that it feels like the conversation you have with this, every person you ask has a different opinion. It's like how you can never find two pretty best friends. You can't find two guys that got the same opinion about Tarek Skubal. Like, it's just, it's always all over the place. And I'm with you in the fact that, like, I do a tough job trying to figure out what I think they should do versus what I think is going to happen. Because what I think they should do, I'm with you. You have to trade Tarek Skubal. Like, you have to view what happened in May as like a weird blessing in disguise. Like, hey, we were always going to lose Tarek Skubal, whether we were 20 games above 500 or we were in the situation we were in now. We were always going to lose him. It was just, were you going to lose him for nothing? Were you going to lose him with having a World Series ring on your finger? Or were you just going to lose him and get something back in return via trade?
There's a good amount of people out there, too, that are like, oh, but the comp pick, they'll get a comp pick in return. It's like, I don't care about the comp pick at all.
But McGonigal was a comp pick.
Aaron Judge was a comp pick. Cool, those guys won't help for years. And they're kind of ready right now.
And it's just like, okay, we're just assuming that guy's going to be a superstar? Like, we can't do that.
It's a slippery slope to bank on a comp pick.
Yes, 100%. Like, I would rather just have 3 guys that are in the minors right now that you can scout currently. Like that's what I would rather have. And so, yes, I'm with you in the fact that...
Who knows if you're going to be able to draft high schoolers after, the next draft, by the way.
Good point. it's tough because this front office showed their cards in the offseason. They wanted this team to be good. It's not like they came into this year being like, it's last year's Skubal. We'll see what happens. No, they went out, got Framber Valdez, got Justin Verlander. I know that they didn't add any offense technically, but putting Kevin McGonigal on the day one roster was a decision that I think both of us didn't really see coming from this front office specifically, and it did. And obviously that's worked out. And so I think that this front office is going to take a more aggressive approach, and I want them to. It's just, is that aggressive approach going to be keeping Tarik Skubal, or is it going to be moving Tarik Skubal for actual guys that are potentially ready right now? I've seen a lot of that. This could be a more untraditional superstar trade in Major League Baseball, where you could be acquiring, the best guy in the deal could be a guy who's at the Major League level currently, as far as the best asset in the deal, not, I guess, best player, because obviously the best player would be a guy at the majors. So, yeah, I still am all full bore trade Skubal. It just, you have to take advantage of the opportunity that's in front of you because of how good everyone else has been. Nice to get a good Framber Valdez outing last night, too, by the way. That was nice to see.
Finally.
Yeah, but that's the situation. And I think most people can at least understand that situation, whether or not they agree with it or not. Tarik Skubal is just going to be gone in November, so you might as well get something in return for that guy, even if you think this run that they're on right now is real.
Now the question becomes, okay, what do you actually think they're going to do? And my answer is I have absolutely no idea. I have zero inclination or clue as to what this team, what their intentions are at this year's deadline. Based on how their offseason went and how, basically how they pushed their chips all in this season by bringing in Verlander and Kenley Jansen and bringing back Gleyber Torres, calling up McGonigal to start out the year. I would say it's feeling like they might actually believe that this run that they're going on right now is real, which they have real reason to believe it's real. I'm starting to believe that this Tigers team is going to be a playoff team, which makes me think they might hold on to Tarik Skubal and do absolutely nothing at this year's deadline. And if that's the case, I don't know if I'm going to be angry or just disappointed. Because at the end of the day,
I'm going to be
trying.
Whatever negative emotion you can think of, I'm going to be.
Angry, disappointed, sad. I think, and more than anything, I'd be sad and disappointed that I know there's limited time left and they didn't get anything back for him in return. But at the same time, there's no time to sulk about it. The rest of the season is still going to continue. Tarik Skubal's still around, and all of a sudden I think, let's go see what this team can do, because if they do keep him, I probably am going to think they're going to be in the playoffs. I think that regardless right now.
Well, but that's the thing. If you do think this run is real, which we're at the point right now where it's okay.
It's real.
I think it's less of the Tigers are back. The Tigers are just not injured anymore. Outside of Gleyber Torres, they really have become fully healthy up to this point. I know Dylan Dingler is dealing with his situation that isn't going to be long-term. But this is the more true version of the Tigers. Can that last without Tarik Skubal? That's what it's about, right?
Because I think it can.
I think it can too. The guy doesn't play every day. It's straight up. We understand how great he is, but with everyone else in the rotation that has been playing as good as they have been, if you think that this run is real, that's the first question. Yes, sure.
Yeah, I think that's
then,
80% of the fan base right now.
Can it continue without Tarik Skubal? And if you think the answer to that is yes, then the obvious result is trade Tarik Skubal, and that can be it. You don't have to sell everyone else. I've made the case why they should trade Casey Mize. You've made the case why you should keep him. But I think if you do think this team is actually on a real hot streak that's going to last the rest of the year, then you probably do hang on to Casey Mize and Gleyber Torres, and you just deal Skubal.
So help us settle this debate. What should the Tigers do at this year's deadline? Because I can't find more than two people that agree on the same thing. Kyle and I are similarly aligned, but it's not a one-for-one carbon copy. Tell us what this team should be doing at this year's deadline, because it's getting more and more controversial for every win that the Tigers have. Every time they win, it's it just sparks more and more debate about what this team should do. And they're winning a lot right now. 3 more games left into the All-Star break.
We're past the Skubal bobblehead back-to-back games, too.
Which they've been promoting.
Now we can actually get into Skubal trade discussion,
989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live here on the Mid. The show, as always, is brought to you by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Protect your home with Bresky Siding and Building Repair. The experts who do the job right the first time, whether you have a leaky roof, storm damage, siding looking tired. Bresky has you covered. Locally owned, trusted, and dedicated to keeping Midland area homes safe and looking sharp. Quality materials, skilled craftsmanship, and service that puts your family first. Don't wait for the next storm. Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair today. Keep your home strong for years to come. The 9 o'clock hour is brought to you by Iron Stack Technology. Shout out to IronStack. You know, we talk about the game plans all the time on this show, the execution of it. That's how IronStack approaches IT. They help businesses stay secure, efficient, and ready for what's next, so you can focus on your mission instead of your technology. IronStack Technology, solution-driven, mission-focused. You can check them out online at ironstacktechnology.com.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
So help us settle this debate. What is it that the Tigers are going to do at this year's deadline? Not even what are they going to do. What should they be doing at this year's deadline? I think they should trade Skubal no matter what, even though they're hot. Even though I think there's a real chance that this team is back in the playoff mix like now. Like they just are, and I think that this is going to continue. I would still trade Skubal, not because I'm not trying to continue to win this year. I've made this so clear over the past couple of weeks. And I feel like I'm kind of the only person saying this, so I'm just like shouting it from a mountain over and over and over again. Trading Tarek Skubal is not waving the white flag on the season. It's not. This team can survive without him. He's only out there 1 in every 5 games. This is no longer the Tigers that are, no, they're below 500 when Skubal doesn't pitch, and they've got this crazy above 500 record when Skubal does pitch. That's not this team anymore. Now that Dingler's playing like an all-star, now that McGonigal's playing like an all-star, they're playing like all-stars because they are all-stars. Riley Green, still an all-star. Casey Mize playing the best year of his career. Troy Melton exists. This is no longer Skubal in them. That's not what this is. So trading him away doesn't throw in a white towel on this season. It's not raising the white flag and surrendering. You can still have success this season without Tarik Skubal by bringing in prospects or players that can help right now and contribute at the major league level, while also adding a couple blue chip guys to your farm system that really realistically only has two of them right now between Max Clark and Bryce Rayner. And one of those guys, I'm starting to wonder if he is better than the other, you know? So, yeah, there's a lack of blue chip talent in the farm system right now, and Skubal's a chance to add to that and maybe add a bat or two to this team right now, and a replacement arm for him as well.
And that's the thing I think that's most important to note. Like, I like to judge the Skubal era as the last 3 years, like 2.5 years, I guess, to this point, when they were a competitive team. Obviously, Skubal's been with the Tigers for much longer, and in 22 or 23, he was great as well. But with them going to the playoffs the last 2 years and then this one, this is without a doubt not even close. The best staff around Skubal, the best pitching staff around Skubal, literally not even close. I mean, think about the gritty Tigers year. It was just Skubal because everybody else was hurt, and then they traded away Jack Flaherty, and then they did pitching by chaos, and then Skubal started. Like, it was the weirdest year ever.
They had one other starter.
Yeah, and then last year, Casey Mize, Jack Flaherty fell apart in the second half of the season, and Tarik Skubal did not. Obviously went on to win his back-to-back Cy Young, and by the end of the year, it was like, okay, when when Tarik Skubal doesn't pitch, we're nervous. This is way, way different. And it's not to take anything away from Tarik Skubal. Obviously, he's still the best pitcher on the team. He's still the best pitcher in the American League. I don't know if he's still the best pitcher in all of baseball, but he certainly is the best left-hander in all of baseball.
He's not having the best season in baseball,
but
he
if
probably
I had to
still
take
is
one
the best
guy for one game, I think I'm still taking Tarik Skubal. And so it's not to take any credit away from him. It's just you look at the rest of the rotation right now, and it is in the best spot it's ever been in when Tarik Skubal's on the team. So it does allow you to say, hey, I think we can afford to survive without that guy.
And also, Kyle, Tarik Skubal's been kind of a wiener for over a year. He's been really difficult to work with and has shown no sign that he wants to be here long-term other than the fake Instagram
dude, he wants
tour.
him to buy. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's a ridiculous statement from a guy who's on an expiring contract and is going to leave in a matter of months. It's insane. His agent's making nursery rhymes out of the entire thing. Scooby-Doo. Like,
it's an insane thing to say from a guy not only that is on an expiring deal and is going to leave at the end of the year, that's just probably going to get traded at the deadline that he's talking about. Like, that's what makes it the craziest.
Skubal's been kind of, out of touch with the real situation that he's in for a while now. And his agent's ruined it, but his agent represents him.
So I tell you what, though, Ben, you talk about no one can really agree on this. Our YouTube chat, mainly all on the trade Skubal side of things.
Even if they keep winning? Is it trade them no matter what?
That I don't know. I can't get that information out of everyone.
Let's get to a couple messages here. 989-837-6125. Texas says, I think it's simple. The success of the team going forward will have a lot to do with the bats and the bullpen. Trade Skubal, help the offense and the bullpen. We can rock with starting pitching that we have just fine. That's the luxury that the Tigers find themselves in right now, even 7 games below 500. The staff around Tarik Skubal's fantastic. Melton looks like an ace. You have Jackson Jobe coming back. Montero's like foaming at the mouth at the idea of coming back to their starting rotation. And we all agree he's ready for it. There's just not a spot for him at this moment in time. But when he does come back to the starting rotation, I think we're getting a new version of Keider Montero, right? The fact that you have all these nice pieces around him does make me feel like they can survive without Tarik Skubal. Yeah. So it's important to add some
I can see the argument saying, like, oh, well, why would you, like, this is the best staff ever around Tarik Skubal? Then just keep the staff awesome, like with Tarik Skubal in it. I would just argue the staff kind of still is awesome, even if he does leave. It just doesn't have a Cy Young winner in it.
Yeah.
Or wait, yes, it does.
Oh, JV.
And a current All-Star.
Casey Mize?
Justin Verlander.
Oh, yeah. Duh,
come on.
Michael says, trade him. He wants them to buy. He won't buy in himself. thanks for the memories, but let's get what we can and buy after we sell him again. They did that with Flaherty. And then buy him after they sell him. They did that with Flaherty in 2024.
I think that's the best way I've heard this put. Like, thanks for everything, Skubal, but like we're ready to move on. Like, that's the hardest part about this is it's not like when Verlander was gone. Like no one was like, trade Verlander, get him out of here. Like there was no like animosity towards Verlander. This has happened now with Tarik Skubal, though. There has been a lot of animosity from the fans towards him. So I think it's just like, hey, man, you were awesome. Thanks for everything, but we're all ready to move on.
Based on a lot of our texts, it feels like the people who are saying trade him have an explanation to it. The people who are saying keep him, that's the gist of their text.
Just keep him?
Just keep him. Yeah. And I'm not discrediting any of those people. But I don't blame people for wanting the Tigers to win this season and not worrying about the future. Yeah, I think
it's odd when people say keep him, it's pretty obvious their reasoning, right? Yeah. Oh, they want to win.
Correct.
And Tarik Skubal will help you win. Like that, we do know that.
John says trade him. If he wanted to stay, he would have signed him. He would have signed already. If we can get a bat for him, I would have had a good rotation. If we can get a bat for him, I would say we have a good rotation that's probably going to make the playoffs with or without him. We always said Tarik Skubal was just going to wait. Like last offseason, we were like, this contract's not going to get done. He's just going to wait until free agency. Typically the smart thing to do. Hindsight being 2020, should he have just signed a huge extension with the Tigers last offseason because now it's like there might be a max contract put in place?
Or even like a 3-year extension.
Yeah.
Like something that just gets you out of the lone year that you are hitting free agency when we don't know if baseball is going to happen.
And even if it does, it kind of feels like there's just going to be a max contract where that's never been the case before. So this $400 million number that was always thrown around last year just kind of feels like impossible to obtain now.
What likely happened was, yes, I guarantee they did consider all of those things. And Scott Boras, who is the still the top agent in baseball, as much as we like to make fun of him, is confident that the players are going to get their way in this CBA. That'd be my thought. Right?
I think to have any sort of confidence to know how this thing's going to play out.
Sure, but I mean, like, I would assume he's got a lot more information on what potentially could happen than like you or I do. Is what I'm saying.
I agree with that. I think to predict how this thing's going to play out with both the owners and the players being pretty adamant to keep it certain ways or change it to certain ways is it's just very naive and it's tunnel vision is what it is. It's a huge risk. And I don't know, as of right now, with all that max contract stuff that's been put in place with Jeff Passan asking players about max contracts and the possibility of that feels like it's just going to happen. And then all of a sudden, Tarik Skubal can only sign a 5-year contract if he's going to switch teams. That was a proposal.
Yeah.
If you're switching teams in free agency, you only get a 5-year contract max.
Counter to that, the Tigers never gave him like a real respectable offer.
I mean, that's
like
probably true.
Like if the Tigers actually had offered him something that was like worth his time, okay, yeah, then maybe they probably would have considered signing it to avoid becoming a free agent in this season of all seasons.
Correct. Yeah. No, this is both parties. You know how
a failure from both parties, yes.
Sometimes you get out of a relationship and you're like, yeah, I could have done a lot better. They could have done a lot better. This is both parties looking at each other like, we screwed this up and now there might not be a way to mend this.
Is there a way to figure it out, though?
Maybe, and I feel like the collective bargaining agreement is almost like that's the saving grace to how it could possibly get mended if they don't decide to trade him. Because maybe that's part of the Tigers' perspective, too, is like, he's just going to be, if this max contract gets put into play, we're going to be able to pay him the most amount of money compared to every other team. And if he claims that he likes it here so much, maybe he will just end up staying. And then Scott Harrison, Chris Ilitch would get a ton of credit. But again, that's so far down the road that we can't give him credit.
It's something that I would like to hope for happening. But like you said, it's very difficult to predict what's going to happen at all.
989-837-6125. We'll keep the Tigers texts coming in. Keep on throwing those down. We'll keep reading them. And then we're going to talk to Heath Smith in the 11 o'clock hour to go over some of the salary cap stuff with the NBA because it's so complicated. He's the expert on it. He works for Spotrac.
Legit, probably the number one guy in the country that you could talk to about this kind of stuff.
Correct. Calculator brain, for sure. So we're going to ask him about the Jalen Duren number, what we think that's going to be. That's coming up in 11. 10 o'clock hour, got some more good stuff for you. It's the Ben Bosscher Show, live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Don't go anywhere, though, before I tell you a little bit about our friends Prime Package. Need something shipped? Prime Package Plus compares all 4 major carriers, UPS, FedEx, USPS, and DHL, to get you the best price. Right now, save $5 on any service with a minimum $25 purchase. Stop by Prime Package Plus on North Saginaw Road in Midland.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9. on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, 989-837-6125. We'll get to more Tarek Skubal text momentarily. Kyle, take it away with the news for right now.
The Mits Morning Catch.
Okay, news time.
What up, though?
Man, you talk about Eduardo Valencia hitting that home run last night. That was emotional, man. That
was.
Post-game press conference that he did, or post-game interview with Daniela Bruce, talking about putting on for Venezuela and everything. Stuff will make a grown man cry right there.
It literally made him cry.
That was emotional.
I think Daniela Bruce started to tear up as well. He turned around and gave the heart to his wife. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those moments that's what sports are all about. It's a long season, but when you have moments like that sprinkled throughout it, it leads to moments like that, which it's why we all watch. And for championships.
Yeah. But Dylan Dingler, obviously the reason why Eduardo Valencia was called up to the Major League roster was because of Dylan Dingler's little hand contusion is what they're calling it. So we'll look at the Covenant Healthcare injury report. Dingler not put on the injured list, though, which is important, just a day-to-day move. So, for Eduardo Valencia to come up, the Tigers decided to part ways. You all good out there?
There's a huge dragonfly on the ceiling.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, me and John left the windows open in here last night.
Seriously?
Not all night. We just left them open for probably a little, we just forgot to shut them while we were sitting in here. So
How long were you here?
Pretty late. Some bugs got in here, though, so we kind of realized that. That's probably why. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, anyways.
Nice.
I
got those little earwigs in my place. I hate them.
Those are the worst.
They're so gross.
Oh, I hate those. Dragonflies are not that bad. They're just, big. It's just chilling up there in the corner. What if it just, jumped right down on you?
I'd probably be a little afraid. I know I wouldn't be harmed by it, but, there's just something a little off-putting about dragonflies, I would say.
I mean, I just think there's something off-putting about a bug being on you at all.
Yeah.
It's not the coolest thing in the world. Anyways, Dylan Dingler not put on the injured list. So, to bring up Eduardo Valencia, the Jahmai Jones era in Detroit is over. He's been DFA'd per A.J. Hinch.
See ya. This is a guy who last year had an awesome role with this team. This year, obviously had that exact same role. Supposed to come in and just crushed left-handed pitching, and he was not able to do that at all this season. Last year was the outlier of his entire career. It obviously took them probably 2 months longer than it should have to get rid of him, but goodbye, Jahmai Jones. Have fun elsewhere. It's not like I hate the guy, but I hate the idea of him.
No more lefty killer. This has been a staple of A.J. Hinch in the Tigers' tenure. Andy Ibanez obviously was the lefty killer for the longest time, and then he was replaced by Jahmai Jones. I guess Matt Vierling is the technical guy because he's going to play every time there's a lefty that's on the mound, but he certainly is no lefty killer. So,
you know who a lefty killer is? Actually, never mind. I was going to say Riley Green, but his numbers have dipped.
There just isn't one on the team.
Yeah.
It's pretty weird.
I mean, it's not like McGonigal has bad numbers against lefties.
You know what I mean, though? A guy that only faces left-handed pitching. Okay, Tigers-Phillies, they start their series tonight. Aaron Nola versus Jack Flaherty. That's at 6:40. Let's get into some basketball news. Ebuka Okori, the Pistons' first-round pick this year, 17th overall, made his Summer League debut in Las Vegas last night. Pretty good game. 20 points, 4 dimes, only 1 turnover. 8 of 16 from the field, went 2 of 5 from 3 as well. Pretty good game for Okori.
He's kind of like a bug. We were talking, he's kind of like a bug in terms of he's like a jitter guy. He just gets downhill and gets to the rim, and he's small, but he finishes over the trees. He's got the long arms. I was really impressed with what I saw from him last night. Summer League doesn't really matter, but it's nice the first time to get your
you get
eyes
to watch
on these
him
prospects.
For the first time.
He's like one of these guys that I think is just going to be able to get his own shot off almost whenever he wants. Not that he's going to be some all-star. I don't think he'll ever be that. But Dennis Schroeder, I think, is a really good comparison. That is kind of who he reminded me of last night. He just gets to his spots, gets downhill. He's going to be able to shift guys around, especially early on. I think he's someone who can help the Pistons next year, unlike Chaz Lanier. No offense to Chaz Lanier. When they took him last year, it was we'll see. And
also a second-round pick,
Right. Okori's a little different. So I
traded up to go get him.
Was very encouraged by what I saw from him.
Yeah.
After the first 5 minutes. He didn't do much in the first 5 minutes.
Pistons don't play again till Sunday. So if you want to watch Okori, hopefully he'll be in action. Obviously, with these rookies, you don't know how long they're going to play into Summer League. but Okori feels like a guy that definitely could play a ton of games. I'll tell you, two guys that probably aren't going to be playing much in Summer League because they might already be too good for Summer League is both Yaxel Lendenberg and Merez Johnson Jr.
That's not where I thought you were going.
I'll go to those two guys next. Both of those guys faced each other last night. Mavericks Warriors in Vegas. It was the debut of Merez Johnson in Summer League. Yax and the Warriors had played in the Utah one a couple of games, but wow, dominant performance from both of these guys. Merez Johnson, 27 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, went 12 of 17 from the field. Yaxel Lendenberg, just a measly 21 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 8 of 13 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3.
It's not at all surprising that Yaxel could be walks in as the best player in Summer League or one of them.
I mean, Yax is already too good for Summer League.
For sure.
He's dunking on everybody, dude.
He's older. He's played in college long enough. That's no surprise. Merez Johnson scoring as many points as he did, what'd you say, it was 27?
Yeah.
That is
Did he
shocking.
score 27 at Michigan?
No way. No chance.
No chance.
Merez Johnson's career high in college was probably somewhere around 20. 29 against USC.
Ooh.
That's shocking. I do not remember that.
Still though. And I didn't watch this game live, but I watched someone put together just a compilation of Yax and Merez, all their buckets. Merez is huge, man.
The monster.
And obviously we know how big he is, even in college, but in Summer League, there's grown adults playing in this league, man. It's not just all 20-year-olds.
And you never really knew how
Merez
big he was.
is the biggest guy out there
because he was always on the floor with the Day Mara.
Right.
So you never really got to see he played the 5 a little bit, but
that's a good point though.
All season long, it was wait, this guy's a monster out there. So yeah, it makes sense that these are two of the best guys automatically to walk into Summer League. Although, with Merez, I think it is a little surprising because it's not like he's on the older side of things. He played 2 years of college.
Exactly.
Good signs for both
the other
of them.
two guys that you were alluding to, AJ DeBonsa and Darren Peterson, the first and second overall pick in last year's draft. They faced off last night. They did not disappoint. AJ DeBonsa went 27-7. Darren Peterson had 24. Did you see how many fouls Darren Peterson had?
How many fouls he drew, or how many fouls he
How many
had?
fouls he picked up, himself? Because
you can't foul out, can you?
You can't foul out in Summer League.
7?
9.
Oh my god.
9 fouls. I wonder why they even track it. If obviously they have to do team fouls and stuff, but 9 fouls in a game?
I didn't see it.
That's what Paul Reed would do if he actually was a starter.
I didn't see this whole game. I wish I could have sat down and watched the whole thing because I love this sort of stuff. Number 1, number 2 pick going head to head in a Summer League game, sign me up. I did see some of the clips of DeBansa just getting downhill and wrecking people at the rim. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That guy's
He's just unreal because he moves like a guard at 6'9" with his extreme length.
Yeah, but it's not even the length and the 6'9" size. It's he is a monster. He's huge.
Yeah.
His arms, his torso, his chest. He's huge.
That's why
it's more LeBron than KD.
Yeah, I know. Everyone always gives him the KD comparison. I'm just do you guys remember what KD was like coming out of college?
He was a toothpick.
KD was he was his shoulders were negative. I mean, they didn't rise. It was DeBonsa
wants to get downhill
already. Yeah, exactly.
KD, not that KD was afraid to get downhill, attack the rim. I don't think that was the case, but he wanted to shoot jump shots. DeBansa wants to kill you at the rim.
Yeah.
And for him,
Durant also was just obviously a much better shooter than DeBonsa, even as a prospect, so that obviously helps.
Yeah. I don't want to give anybody just a LeBron comparison because that doesn't seem very fair, but
and it's just no one wants to make the LeBron comparison,
No one wants to be compared to LeBron.
Yeah, why would no one? But no one even wants to throw it out there.
Right,
it's a crazy thing to do.
But I'm trying to think of other guys that remind me of AJ DeBansa. He's if Yaxel Lendenberg was 19 and 20 pounds heavier.
Yeah, DeBonsa just feels longer to me too.
For sure.
Yeah. More guard skills. Yeah, it's unbelievable stuff. So yeah, that's your Summer League update. If you didn't see too, Pistons in action watching Ibuka Corey. Cade was there. Cade, Ron, Asar, Javonte Green. Good to see those guys supporting. No Jalen Duren though.
No Jalen Duren.
Guy doesn't care, or
I think
was he watching the Sacramento Kings Summer League? Maybe. Who knows?
That's where he wants to play. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. If you're looking for a steady hand when it comes to your financial future, Edward Jones has you covered. Kevin Spencer with Edward Jones, that is right here in our community. Takes the time to understand what matters most to you, helps build a strategy that gets you there. Reach out to Kevin Spencer at Edward Jones today because your goals deserve a plan that's personal.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, welcome back into the show. Happy Friday, everybody. I just looked at the rundown. I was like, oh, let me make sure we know what's going on here. I can't believe how dumb this was. I wrote this down. I guess we may as well do it now.
Yeah, I just, this was one of those ones where I saw it and I was just like, I'm just going to let Ben cook on this one. I really have no idea where he's going with this.
I didn't run this by you yesterday?
You said something to me, but I didn't think it would be as a segment. I thought you were just asking me just out of curiosity.
Well, I didn't really think so either, and then I wrote it down, and then I guess we're here now. What do you think France is best known for?
What does this question even mean? The
You think of
country as a
France.
whole?
Is it French fries?
Maybe
is it
the
baguettes?
French Revolution?
Is it?
What are we talking? Just France?
Yeah, I'd say France. You think of?
The Eiffel Tower. I think of Paris.
Oh, that's sweet. That's nice. You know what I've been thinking of lately when I hear France?
And this is where I know you're going in some sort of Wemby Olympic direction here, and I just I don't
think of them as big old runner-ups. That's what I think of when I hear France. What did Wemby do this year in the finals against the Knicks? He was the runner-up. Oh, what did France and Wemby do when they played the United States in the Olympics last time? They were runners-up. What did France do last time the World Cup rolled around in 22? They made it to the championship. Did they win? No, they were runners-up. Forget the baguettes. Forget the French fries. Forget the Eiffel Tower. I hear France. I hear runners-up. A country that's always coming in second place. They threaten, but they never actually are able to execute what they want to do. And so everyone's like, oh, France is the team to beat. I don't know if anybody can beat France in the World Cup. Really? Because history says they're going to make it to the championship and just lose to somebody else like they did the last time. Probably Argentina again. That's what I think of when I hear the word France. Runners up, second place, not winners. Consolation prizes. That's what I think of.
I mean, didn't they won the World Cup prior to the one in 22, right?
Is that right? I have only memories of the last World Cup. Did they?
I'm checking right now. Yeah, they won in 2018.
That doesn't count.
They beat Croatia.
That was so long ago at this point. Basically, since then, they've just been known as runner-ups.
I just think this is a funny thing to do when they're in it still. This would have been funny to do if they had just lost. But you're predicting a runners-up loss already.
So I'm taking a look at the World Cup bracket, and based on how everything else has gone for France, I think they are going to. Well, they beat Morocco yesterday. Obviously, they advanced to the semis. I think the way that this bracket is going to shape up, France is going to beat Spain or Belgium, whoever wins that match today. And then they are going to either lose to Norway, England, or Argentina. One of those three teams is going to make the finals, and they're going to lose to them. And Kylian Mbappe is going to cry on the field again. Either Messi's going to get it done for the second straight year, or England's finally going to get this thing, or Erling Haaland is going to just ride this thing all the way to the moon and continue to rise in fame and popularity. You know what else I was thinking about? Is Erling Haaland's one of the 5 most famous athletes on the planet now after what's happened over the last couple of weeks?
One of 5?
Because I always think of how do I determine
on the
fame?
Planet?
Does my mom know who they are? That's how I think of it. So my mom knows who LeBron James is. My mom knows who Steph Curry is. She probably knows who Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes are.
If we're doing on the planet, I think you do have to go to Messi, Ronaldo. No
Messi,
doubt
Ronaldo,
about it.
sure. Erling Haaland's right in there. It's crazy how much he's taken over.
More than Mbappe?
I think to soccer fans, Mbappe's more popular, but just to your my girlfriend has no idea who Kylian Mbappe is. She knows who Erling Haaland is. That's a lot of people.
Yeah,
though.
that's pretty good. Sarah, do you know who Erling Haaland is?
No, I already asked her. She lives under a rock. She doesn't know.
Oh,
she said she had no idea who it was. You're looking at me like I'm telling a lie. That's exactly what you told me. So, yeah, I hear France, and I think runner-up. I wish I could bet on them to finish in second place because that's all they've been doing as of late. World Cup, NBA Finals, Olympics. I don't think of French fries or baguettes or Eiffel Tower
Yeah,
anymore.
Esco on the YouTube chat says, history says or the last 5 years say?
Same thing to me.
What, history only goes back 5 years for you?
No, I mean, it goes back more than 5 years. It goes back about 2,000.
Yeah, it's like when we did
10,000 years.
The moments that have shaped sports in the 250 years of America, and like 3 of the 4 of them happened in the last 3 years. Like, oh, okay, yeah. That makes
I think they're the best moments. Well, I was thinking, like, what are the most electrifying moments
seen? Like, there's a difference between.
You got to be able to see them on TV again. Like Babe Ruth pointing to the crowd, there's like barely any video of it. There's like a video of him doing it and then trotting around the bases. There's not a real video. Like that doesn't electrify you if you're showing that to someone 100 years from now. All this stuff from the last 10 years, that's electrifying stuff that you can show to a crowd 250 years from now. And I thought that was the point of the exercise of like, put these moments in a time capsule the way that they're captured. They're way more memorable the way that they're captured right now versus 20, 30, 40 years ago.
So do you dislike France?
Not in the same way that John
Dislikes England,
despises England. Yeah, I don't really understand why.
Yeah, he really did. Man, that's like his thing.
It's like 3-4 years of me knowing John, and like one of the first things he ever told me about him was like, "Yeah, I don't like England." It's like, why? And I still don't really have a reason
and the
as to
thing
why.
is, it's so funny because it's not even a bit. If you like bring it up to him, he'll like start going off. He'll
get mad.
He'll like actually get mad and start like, oh, but England, this and that. Blah, blah. It's like,
I don't really. So I don't hate
what
France.
What
like
happened
that.
in his past life, man? Like
I don't hate France like that. I just think that they are inevitably a second place country. You know, like you look around. Oh, Europe. What countries do you want to visit? I guess France can be second. It's not first.
Go to Italy first.
Yeah, go to Italy first before I go to France. Then France, I guess. 989-837-6125. Don't go to Portugal. Just go to Portugal. 989-837-6125. This is Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mids.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9.
Pinconning, Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Happy Friday. Thanks for spending it with us. What are we actually going to agree upon with this Tarek Skubal thing? What is the consensus here? Because I feel like this is like the Tigers are winning, guys. We should all be celebrating. Yet for every win, it feels like the fan base gets more and more and more divided into two separate groups. The trade Skubal camp, which me and you are a part of. A year ago, I never thought I'd be a part of that camp. The trade Skubal camp and the keep Skubal camp. I think the only thing that those two camps can agree on is that Tarek Skubal's not going to be here long term. So if that's the case, how does it get more complicated than that? If you don't think he's going to sign an extension, you should be wanting to trade him and not let him walk for nothing but a comp pick. Now, during the last segment, we did kind of walk down a path that was like, hey, this max contracts thing, you know, if you're switching teams, you only can sign a 5-year deal. If you're staying with the same team in free agency, 6 years is the max. That was a proposal by the owners. I'm sure the Players Association will reject that, and it's going to lead to a lockout amongst a lot of other things. But if that actually is what ends up happening, okay, maybe the odds of actually re-signing him go up because the Tigers can offer him a little bit more money than anybody else. And if that's the case, then I guess you got me if you're in the keep Skubal camp.
Yeah, but I would, if our front office is working under the circumstance that, hey, maybe the rules will change in our favor, I'm just not going to respect a front office that's working all off hypotheticals.
Correct. I will respect an opinion from like someone that's, you know, like wants to debate why you should keep Skubal. If that's part of your reasoning,
that's different. Yeah.
Then kudos to you, because that's pretty good reasoning rather than just saying, keep him. Because all the people that are saying keep him, that's all I hear. Just keep him. And you know, it's fair to just connect the dots as to why. Oh, you want to win.
Yeah, well, the team's winning. Why would you trade away good players if you're winning and you want to win?
I'd argue you can win without him now. Look at what you've built around him. Troy Melton, Casey Mize, Jack Flaherty, Jackson Job's rehabbing right now. Montero's ready for a bigger role in being a part of this rotation moving forward. Like, there's the keep Skubal camp that just wants to scream keep Skubal as loud as you possibly can, and if you don't, it's blasphemy. And then there's the trade Skubal camp that can just give you 10,000 reasons as to why it's smart to trade Tarek Skubal, including the fact that you still have an awesome rotation around him, and you have a better supporting lineup around him with McGonigal and Dingler having two of the top 3 WARs in all of the American League, pitchers included. Like, are we just going to gloss over that the Tigers potentially have the best duo in the American League? Seems relevant. I think, but for all those reasons, I would trade Skubal no matter what at this year's deadline. Even if they crack above 500 at some point over the next 19 games, say they sweep the Phillies and they get out of the break and they just stay hot, I'm still trading Skubal no matter what, because I don't think trading Skubal means you're waving the white flag on the season. You can win without him. You can trade him for more pieces. I feel like I'm one of the only people that are saying this, though. Like, you can win while trading Tarek Skubal. It doesn't have to be trade Skubal season over, keep Skubal season still alive. It's not black and white like that. It never is. It's not red and green either.
Yeah, Fish in our YouTube chat does say, I'm fearful that their streak is going to come at a terrible time with the All-Star break coming and destroying the momentum, which I didn't really think about that. It's a solid point. But they've already made up a pretty good amount of ground just in these 3 games with the A's. Obviously playing the National League team this weekend. Philly's a really good team, so it's a little bit different there. But
yeah, kind of unfortunate timing with this series.
I think most people do agree, though, that like trading Skubal is the smart thing to do. Like, I think most people do agree on that, because I would argue, like, knowing if you could fast forward to the end of the season and the Tigers don't win a World Series, but you don't know where they get eliminated, right? Because I think we can all agree they're not going to win the World Series. Is that fair?
Yes.
They're not going to win the whole thing. If you don't know where they're getting eliminated, you don't even know if they're making the playoffs or not, but you just know they're not winning it, then trading Tarek Skubal and getting a return for that becomes the most important thing of the season. Rather than a playoff run, rather than like buying at the trade deadline, rather than keeping Tarek Skubal for a potential playoff run, if you know you're not winning the World Series, then you have to set yourself up to potentially do it down the line. And this is obviously the opportunity to do it with the back-to-back Cy Young. Like, guys like this don't become available because the back-to-back Cy Young winner is usually on a good team or usually under contract. Like, this doesn't happen very frequently. And so teams are going to want to take advantage of that if he is available. We keep saying he's like the best guy available. What if he's not available? Like the Tigers haven't come out and been like, hey, we're trading Skubal.
But
now,
it also
obviously
wouldn't
they
be
don't
smart
have
for
to
them to do
yeah,
that.
They don't have to do that, but I'm just saying, like, we know how Scott Harris in this front office operates. Like, they could be hanging up the phone to everybody that's been calling them.
Which would, at this point, you got to listen, right? Like, you don't have to come out and say we're shopping Tarik Skubal because that only devalues him. But you got to at least pick up the phone and listen to what other GMs and what other Pobos have to offer for Tarik Skubal. Like, just listen and then say, okay, thank you for your time, and hang up. Call us back when we get closer to the deadline because we're unsure what we want to do with Tarik Skubal. That's only going to make teams, start to offer a little bit more.
And, like, I do respect the whole, like, we don't really know what we're going to do. We kind of want to see what happens because that's kind of the only approach you can take. This team is winning games. Like, I wouldn't just be straight up be like, yeah, we're selling right now, or no, we're not selling right now, because there still is over 3 weeks until the trade deadline, and the way that they're playing right now, yeah, it does fit that. Well, I don't really know what we're going to do because things are going pretty well right now.
Jeremy says, and by the way, the number's 989-837-6125. Jeremy says nothing. Just keep sending him out every fifth day, and we're going to go to the playoffs. So there's no need to move off of him. Is that the goal, though, to make the playoffs? The goal is to make the playoffs as a wild card again and then lose at any point would be so disappointing because you know me, I'm a big, hey, how successful is your franchise? Well, how many banners have you hung in your rafters? And it's not just about Super Bowl, World Series. It's like, how many legitimate banners are hanging around? Did you win the division? Do you win the division a lot? Are you dominant in that aspect of it? Are you always in the playoffs? Are you a staple of the playoffs in your sport? Tigers haven't won a division in a long time. So for them to just make a wild card and get eliminated, even if they make it to the ALC Championship or the AL Championship Series, to me, that's like you still didn't even hang a banner, So squeaking into the playoffs, yeah, once you get there, anything
Been there,
can happen.
Done that. That's my whole thing. We've
win
seen
the division,
that story.
It's slightly different.
We've seen how this team has performed in the playoffs, man. It's something that I'm all set on if it means we're not trading Tarik Skubal. Like, if that's the alternative, like, hey, we might sneak into the playoffs, I'm just all set on that.
Would you trade Tarik Skubal? Would you keep Tarik Skubal if it guaranteed winning the division, so hanging a banner, and making it to a World Series in which you won 2 games?
What are we talking about?
I'm just throwing it out there.
We win 2 games in the World Series
and win the division. So you hang 2 banners. You won the American League and you won the AL Central. You would still rather trade Skubal.
It'd be sick. I still would rather just trade Skubal and see how it plays out after that.
That's the one. If that's the case, and you're hanging 2 banners, one for the Central and one for the entire American League, that's where I might feel maybe hold on to him. That'd be the only way I could justify it. I think making it to a World Series is the only way that you can justify keeping Tarik Skubal.
I think Gary makes a good point. We are not winning anything or making past the playoffs with the way our bullpen is. No reliever we can get past the first batter without a home run, walk, or hit. Yeah, we got to remember the bullpen last year was in a much, much better spot than this current bullpen is.
And all the guys are still there. That's the weirdest part.
Yeah, they just all underperformed.
Shout out Chris Fetter, man. I don't know what happened to guys like Vest. I mean, he's hasn't really done much lately because he's been hurt.
Yeah.
But I have no justification or idea as to what happened to Will Vest. Why is he not as good as he was last year? I don't know.
He has been dealing with injury, you're right. But yeah, even when he has been healthy, I guess in these stretches, definitely has fallen off. Chris says, I think we can all agree that we want this over with, either stay or go. We've been talking about a Skubal trade for over 2 years now. Yeah, it's a good point. It's tough when you have a back-to-back Cy Young winner, and he's the best player in the city for the last couple of years, and we just have talked about trade rumors with him the entire time. That's the most unfortunate part.
It's been 2 years of this now.
Yeah.
Pat with some just real smart stuff. Keep him in mind if possible. Trade Trash Valdez. This is so smart, man.
He was good last night.
They should just trade all our bad players for good players. Should do that. John says, trade him. If he wanted to stay, he would have signed already. If we can get a bat for him, I would add them to the rotation or add them to the lineup. The rotation's already good, and I think they're good enough to make the playoffs without Tarek Skubal. Yeah, that's where I'm at too, John. 989-837-6125, 10 o'clock hour brought to you by Aaron Insurance. Tired of your insurance being in a worse position than your fantasy football team in week 3? Aaron Insurance Group steps in like a clutch pinch hitter and gets you into better insurance position with coverage that actually fits your life. Give them a follow on social media. You'll learn something, maybe laugh a little bit, and definitely stop overpaying for insurance that's striking out. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on one. Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
So Valencia for the Tigers makes his debut yesterday and ends up hitting a bomb in his first at-bat. That is about as cool as a moment that you could possibly have in a debut game. And I was just trying to think of, like, what are some absolutely bonkers things that could happen in a debut for any sport that would top this. Your first at-bat being a home run. Yeah, that's pretty cool, especially when you're pinch hitting. It's just like, hey, all right, kid, go out there. Your time to shine, middle of the game. Bam, home run right in the middle of it to juice the crowd. It's a night game. You round the bases. You're at home. Your wife's sitting behind you. Awesome moment. Is there anything that tops a first at-bat home run in terms of debuts?
First off, how does this keep happening? Like,
I thought
Gage
it happened
Workman
already this
Gage
year.
Workman did this.
But then they were saying on the broadcast that it hasn't happened since Akil Baddoo.
Well, I think first at bat, right? Like, I don't think Workman was in his first at bat. It was just his first game.
Yeah, it was his
James
debut.
Outman was in his debut with the Tigers as well.
So let's keep it to debuts then, to keep it a little bit more like open-ended as to what's the best way a debut could go.
I don't know if it gets better than this, because it's also the best way it can happen. Like, when I'm trying to compare it to other things, other than like hitting a game winner in the NBA, but also a guy who's making his debut is probably not in at the end of the game. Like, you have to keep it somewhat realistic, and
you basically have to be a rookie. Like, it has to be your first
game as a rookie, which, like,
as a top pick.
You have to be like a top pick for that to happen. And nonetheless, like, I don't know, it feels pretty unrealistic even at that point. And so, like, if a more realistic would just be coming in and like having a big game, like having 20 off the bench or something in the NBA. I don't think that's that big of a deal. I do always think about, though, when Paolo Banchero made his debut against the Pistons and absolutely baptized Corey Joseph on a dunk. Like, it was one of the more vicious posters I've ever seen, and it was in his debut as a rookie.
Corey Joseph's, that's a name, man.
I have a good one.
Name.
I have a good one. Because to me, I'm thinking about this as like a middle of the year thing with like how it is with baseball.
Okay.
Basketball, you just don't really have guys be like making their debuts in game 40.
Well, it'd have to be like basically how K's rookie season went, of like, oh yeah, he was hurt for the first couple of weeks of the season.
Sure. I've got one though.
Let's hear it.
Football. Oh man, our kicker blows. We're picking up guy off the side of the street. Welcome to the NFL. This is your first ever game. Holy crap, we're down by 2. We're 5-4. We really need this win, and here's a 56-yard field goal for the win. Nails. Game winner.
Right between the uprights, dead center.
I think that's my favorite one. Obviously the home run is cooler, but the game-winning field goal, I think, is kind of a good correlation of like a guy getting called up from the minor leagues. You know?
That's good, because I was trying to think of what the football equivalent to this is, and I couldn't think of one, because it's like it's so hard to have a game, like, you're not coming in and making your debut and all of a sudden like winning the game unless
it's a kicker.
That's really good.
But would you rather have, like, so not even taking away Valencia, like, what if it was a walk-off home run for Valencia or the
walk-off hit?
The walk-off, yeah, well, sure, but just walk-off in general, or the game-winning field goal as guy fresh off the street?
I think I'd rather have the field goal.
Is this like what I would rather be? Which one it is?
Sure.
For me, I would rather be kicker.
I think I'd rather be the kicker
because it almost earns my spot, too. It's like, oh, I'm just the kicker of the team now. Whereas, like, Valencia, he's not just the catcher of the Tigers now, you know? Like,
not only do you earn the spot if you're the kicker, but it's also one of 17 games versus one random day in July that I don't think is going to be forgotten about, obviously, not for him in his entire life.
It's an all-time moment, yeah.
But it's 1 in 162, to where if you save a game for your football season, you're a legend for the entire year. Like, you're
especially
riding the high of that all
you like
year.
Into it. Like, oh, that win we had in week 9 was so huge.
Yes. Yeah, that's got to be it. Is there not a basketball equivalent to, like, basically Linsanity? It's just like you get called up.
The only one
from
you
a
can
G League
think
spot,
of
and all of a sudden
is the
you're
Andre Ingram thing on the Lakers years ago. That's like the one you can think of, but even that one is just like that was more so, oh, this guy had been in the G League for like 10 years. That's why that was such a big deal. Guys from the G League just don't like, even Danish Jenkins. Like, it's not like Danish Jenkins in his first game and the call up from the G like just went off. It just doesn't happen. The NBA, it's very unrealistic for a guy to do something like this.
And Linsanity, that wasn't his debut.
Yeah, he'd played for
the
multiple
second
NBA
season.
teams. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the tricky part of it. Yeah, Linsanity happened in his second season, where all of a sudden he came in and he was in and out, and then one day he played and scored 25 points, 28 points, 23 points, 38 points, 20 points, 27, and it just kind of fell off from there, which I don't know. There's probably no equivalent to that across any sport where someone can get that hot unexplainably for that long and then just regress back into exactly who you were.
But then became like a 10-year NBA vet because of it.
Yeah, I think a buzzer beater's good, but you're right. Like the circumstance to how you could actually be on the floor at the end of a game it's pretty hard. And
like,
even if you are going to do it as a rookie, it's like there's so many expectations on you from that point forward. If you're even in that situation, whether or not you make or miss the buzzer beater, it's like that just can't be the big moment of your career. Whereas if you're a kicker that does this, like that, in all likelihood, it will be the best moment of your career, even if you go on to have an awesome career. Because unless you kick a game-winning field goal in a playoff game, like probably nothing tops that.
And I do think the point of, I've just like secured my spot with hitting this. Whereas like in the NBA, like if Danis Jenkins like hit a buzzer beater early in his career, it's like, you're the point guard of the Pistons now. No, that's not going to happen. Eduardo Valencia hits a walk-off home run. Welcome to the lineup every day now. Like, it doesn't guarantee anything. Whereas if you're a kicker and you nail that, okay, you have at least like a 5-week leash. Just guaranteed after that.
I have two more that could potentially be nominated.
Okay.
What about a closer who gets the random call-up and you close a crazy game where you strike out Ohtani to win the game? And it's just like, oh, my God, who is this guy?
The guy gets the call-up and then he immediately gets thrown to the 9th inning. Like, that just doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's tough, too.
Like, here's the close. Here's the save opportunity. Like, what a crazy spot to throw a guy in.
Well, what if it's like we were up by a ton and a bunch of guys ended up like,
they
all of a sudden,
the pen.
Yeah, now we were up by 8, and now all of a sudden the Dodgers come flying back in the 8th inning or in the 9th inning, and you got to be the one to shut them down, and all of a sudden you strike out Ohtani to end the game.
I mean, that's a pretty good one. That'd be electric. That'd be a fun one. You'll never forget that.
And then the other one I had was, is there a hockey equivalent to where like your first run or your first time you get in,
like your
score, line? Yeah, you score within like 14 seconds of being on the ice for the first time.
Yeah, I mean that would be pretty sick. I think that's similar to like the pinch hit home run, right?
Yeah, especially like late in a game, like somebody on the third line got hurt, now you're on the third line and you just come in and boom, puck finds you and you score. Or is the better hockey one, hey man, we're calling you up because this actually is realistic. AHL goalie, we're making one of our goalies got hurt. You're now our starting goalie for like just this game. And you are a flawless like 35, 37 saves. You don't allow a single goal. And all of a sudden the fan base just melts for you right away. I still don't know if anything tops the home run or the kick.
I think it's the home run or the kick.
But is like a base hit single for a walk-off better than a home run in your first at-bat?
I think the home run in the first at-bat. I mean, like a walk-off in your debut is pretty electric, but home run first at-bat is you're 1 for 1 with a homer in your career. Like, how awesome is that?
I think the only thing that tops it is if, you're right, the kicker comes out and you haven't been out on the field all game. It's like, yeah, we got a new kicker today, and guess what? We haven't had to use him other than extra points the entire game. First field goal attempt of your entire career. Game winner, 50 out. Bang it right between the uprights. That might be the best debut you can have in all of sports. I was thinking like UFC, like could you just knock a guy out in your debut in the first 40 seconds? But you don't have a home crowd. If you're making your debut,
everyone
there's probably
would hate
not
you.
Like a
yeah, no one would even like you.
Why?
If you like knocked out some major like favorite, that fan favorite of everybody, and you were a nobody.
But you also would never be in that situation to debut in front of a huge crowd.
Right.
That's the other aspect of it.
Yeah, that's very true.
There's not really a golf one either. Like
hole in one is an no. I mean, if you're like an amateur that like makes the cut at like the U.S. Open, obviously like a couple of amateurs got on there.
What if you What if you like won the U.S. Open as an amateur, and that was your professional debut?
I mean, that'd be like unreal. Yeah,
that actually might be the one.
There was like the Michael Block story a couple years ago, like with his resurgence to the like coming to the PGA Tour, and then he golfed with Rory, and like he obviously now he's become a mainstay of the tour. Like That's a pretty good story. Yeah, like as an amateur, like a college golfer, or committed, not even in college, like you're committed to go play college somewhere, and you just make the cut, or you qualify for one of the majors. In general, that's pretty sweet.
Football's a tough one unless you're the kicker.
I think the kicker's the only option.
Unless
you went
got
college football. Unless you went to college.
There's one more that actually might work. Quarterback gets hurt. You've never played a game.
Ooh.
You come in and win a playoff game. So it's not like one moment like it was with Valencia, but throughout the course of a game.
The backup QB, yeah.
The backup quarterback winning a game, there's not a whole lot that's better than that. You kind of become immortal for a while. Like, I'm thinking Nick Foles, except his debut was in the regular season. But, like, what if Jared Stidham last year in the AFC Championship would have pulled that game out? Or it was his first – it was like –
sent Denver to the Super Bowl, yeah.
Right, like that sort of thing happening, but it was – this was our sixth-round pick from 2 years ago who just came in and won the game. And it was like, oh, my God, here we go. Like, this is the dude.
Like Hendon Hooker a couple years ago. Like,
right.
If it would have been him. If Goff gets injured against the Niners in that game, and it's like we only have, like, Bridgewater was also out or something.
Well, it's like what happened with the 49ers a couple years ago when Purdy got hurt and then Garoppolo got hurt, and then they didn't have like, if they would have had a third string and they pulled out that win against the Phillies or the Eagles, that might be the one, Kyle. That might be the one.
McCaffrey was going to end up playing QB.
Yeah.
That's a good one because I always will argue too. Like I'm taking the stance of like, oh, the kicker, you're securing your job. You do that as a backup QB. Like some other team in the offseason is going to convince themselves,
sure.
Yeah, this guy's a starter.
Like what if right before the half, starting quarterback gets hurt? You go into the halftime locker room, nobody's got any idea, except for you.
That's the worst. Probably got to be the worst feeling ever.
Coach tells you you're getting to go. You come out, you start taking snaps with the starting center, and the broadcast picks it up. All of a sudden, everyone's like, oh, my God, our season's over. This is a playoff game. We're down by 3 at halftime. Now we've got Joe Schmo in at quarterback, and you go and score a couple – like, you don't got to go crazy, but you do enough to win the game.
Yeah, because that's like the
really
biggest
nice
hero
throws.
version of this too, right? Like, Valencia hitting a home run, it's great. He's not like a hero.
Correct.
The kicker hitting a game-winning field goal, yeah, you're kind of a hero, but, like, that's just for a regular season game. The quarterback and, like, being a backup quarterback is the best job ever.
Mm-hmm.
I will always argue this. I think it's the best thing you could ever be in life is a backup quarterback of an NFL team. Because the second you come in the game, everybody's expectations are dropped. Oh, the season's over. We're cooked.
Yeah, you can only win.
Oh, our QB, yeah, exactly. Like, oh, if you play bad, yeah, you're the backup. No crap, you played bad. There's a reason you're the backup.
And Nathan Peterman has set a bar so low that it's almost impossible to hit again.
And yet Nathan Peterman was a backup quarterback in the NFL for over 10 years.
Right.
Like, a mainstay for teams in the NFL.
Figuring out a way to win one of those games, I think is
man.
probably the best debut you can have. But shout out Valencia last night because that was up there as to some of the best moments you could have.
And like I said, the post game with Daniela Bruce, 10 out of 10.
989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live on the Mitt. We'll take a trip around the league when we come back. Special Infusion Center, that's coming to Midland in mid-July. Their experienced team provides personalized infusion care in private, comfortable suites with insurance verification, referral support, and even home infusion options when appropriate. They're accepting new patients and referrals now. Call 989-214-4998 or visit specialtyinfusioncenter.com to learn more.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
about no money, girl. Come on.
And Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
(989) 837-6125. Welcome back in. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here on 100.9 The Mid, and Kyle Sandel and I are about to take a trip around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
All right, Kyle, you said yesterday after the edge rushers you wanted to do the running backs. This is ESPN interviewing NFL execs, coaches, and GMs regarding who the top 10 running backs in the NFL are, correct?
Yep. Quickly before we do it, tight ends list came out today. Where do you think Laporte is? We're not going to do the whole list, so we might as well just expose that.
Do you think? Okay. 6.
He's fourth.
Oh, that's way better than I would have thought. So
he's fourth.
Was it Trey McBride 1, Brock Bowers 2?
Bowers was 1. Bowers won.
I do
McBride
think he actually is the best tight end.
That just surprised me. I just figured McBride would at least get the crown for this year.
Although Bowers is more like a wide receiver than a tight
Bowers,
end. He just lines up as a receiver.
Bowers, McBride, Kittle, top 3. I feel like that's pretty consensus. And then Laporta is right there at 4.
Are either the rookies from last year 5, Warren or Loveland?
Warren 5, Loveland 7. Kraft is 6, which he had a great year before getting injured. Pitts 8, Andrews 9, Kelsey 10.
Mark Andrews?
Correct.
That guy?
Yeah, but who else would it be?
And Brock Wright? I don't know. Okay, let's do the running backs here.
Yep, that's what we're doing. We're doing the running backs.
Okay, let's get. So
you said you knew where Gibbs was. Let's just get that out of the way.
Gibbs is second, right?
Correct. Gibbs is second.
And I feel like both Gibbs and the number 1 person are more so based on projection for this year than what they've actually accomplished. Because Bijan Robinson is number 1, isn't he?
What is that supposed to mean? Bijan Robinson hasn't accomplished anything?
Well, no. I'm saying, if it was based on the last few years, it'd still probably be Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley. But sure. I think now there's the tides are about to shift. The 2 best running backs in the NFL are about to emerge as Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson. Where the talent, we all see it. We've all seen the flashes for years.
Bijan led the league in scrimmage yards last year.
True. And Gibbs led the league in total touchdowns 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those guys have arrived, and they'll take it by the neck this season. It's these are the top 2 guys. Shout out Saquon. Shout out Jonathan Taylor. Derrick Henry. Your time has passed, though. We're the 2 guys now.
Yeah. Bijan went from 4 to 1. Gibbs went from 3 to 2. Gibbs did receive some first-place votes. Guess where his lowest ranking was, though? Because obviously it tells you where all these executives and coaches, scouts put these guys. Guess where someone had him as the lowest?
4.
8. Someone had him as the 8th best running back in the league. Are you kidding me?
See, to me, that person's I think
Bijan Robinson
ridiculous.
didn't have any lower than 2. He was 1 or 2 with everybody.
Okay.
Gibbs 8? Are you kidding me?
I was going to say, it's probably more so that whoever that voter was, it's obviously anonymous, did it more so based on here's what they've accomplished. with the combination of how good they are now.
Sure.
But 8 is still insane. Anyway, Bijan 1, Gibbs 2. Still think CMC should probably just be this high. I'm gonna go CMC 3.
CMC's 4.
Okay.
But yes, he's on here, number 4. Obviously, he's been ranked 1. Someone did rank him number 1 at this one. He was 5th
I don't think it's all
last
that
year.
crazy. He's so
He
good.
had an insane year last year. Yeah, he was healthy.
Okay,
He's
so
tied for, or he's had 3 different 2,000-plus yard scrimmage yard seasons, which is done that 3 times now. Pretty crazy.
So for number 3, and Jonathan Taylor had a great season until he got hurt, or until Daniel Jones got hurt. Saquon had a step back statistically. I still think Saquon's special and still one of the best guys. It's just his offensive line wasn't as good last year. But I have a special place in my heart for Derrick Henry, who is just a cyborg in a lot of ways, who has not shown too many signs of regression. So I'll go Derrick Henry.
Yes.
He's number 6. He was ranked 2 last year. Oldest guy on this list by
A lot.
pretty far, 32 years old. CMC, 30.
Oh, wow.
Still missing number 3.
I mean, have I said their name already?
I can't remember, honestly.
Well, let's go with Saquon then. Where's Saquon?
Saquon is number 3, yes.
Maybe
Still
a
no
little high
strikes
for
yet.
him.
Probably a little high, but he was also number 1 last year, so
As he should have been.
maybe a little high. Like, I would probably put McCaffrey over him.
I would too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would too.
And maybe the guy here, number 5.
See, when I do this, I don't look at the standings because that's like half cheating. I just do it off the dome.
As if I would cheat.
Hey, look at the standings.
I did no standings the last one we did.
That's really good. I'm proud of you, Kyle.
You shouldn't have to do the standings for the top 10 running backs.
Let me pull up the standings so I'm not forgetting the teams.
Okay.
Is James Cook on this list?
James Cook is number 7.
I thought you already told me number 7. You told me Derrick Henry was 6. That's the lowest.
That's correct. So you're missing number 5, number 8, number 9, number 10. No strikes yet, though.
Let's go Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah,
He's got to
there
be
you go.
somewhere on this
Surprised
list.
you haven't said him yet. Yeah, number 5. Great year last year before Daniel Jones' injury kind of held up the entirety of the Colts offense.
Josh Jacobs
8,
probably
9,
still on
and
here.
10. Josh Jacobs.
Really?
First honorable mention. Yeah, Jacobs pretty good, man. I think he's pretty underrated still. I know he's
Wow.
on the Packers and everything, but I'm kind of with you in the fact that I would have him higher than at least one of the guys that is on here.
That
First strike,
That puts it
with
kinda
3 guys left.
a tricky situation because if you think Jacobs is
Yikes.
better than who's ahead of him, then I feel
I would think
like
he's
I'm basically just
the guy
guessing.
at number 10. I would think he's better, but like 8 and 9, I think deserve to be on here.
Okay, well, it's certainly not Javonte Williams on the Cowboys. It's certainly I already said Saquon. It's not anybody on the Giants. There's no way it's anybody on the Commanders. It's certain. I mean,
Can
it
I give
could be
you-
one of the? Okay, I got one.
Okay,
Ashton Genty.
Ashton Genty. Come on, man. He's not even an honorable mention.
6 most missed tackles last season.
Ashton Genty?
He had the 6 most missed tackles last season. He was phenomenal last year. He just had no offensive line of any player, not just
Ashton
running backs.
Genty.
Ashton Genty
Maybe this year, not
I hope
last
so.
year.
Man, that stinks.
All right, you got no strikes left. You got to nail these.
Devon Achan's got to be on here.
There you go. He's number 8. I think that's fair. One of the bigger just weapons in general. Even though if I classify him as a running back, excited to see what it looks like for him this year without McDaniel. Him and Malik Willis, they got to be the best speed duo
It's dangerous, man.
ever, right? From a quarterback running back, it has to be the best speed duo literally ever.
Probably.
Willis is insanely fast for a quarterback.
Unfortunately, Jalen Tolbert is their wide receiver 1.
Is he actually?
As far as I'm concerned,
But
yeah.
Tyreek Hill was still on the Dolphins.
No.
Is he going to sign with anybody? What do we think?
Probably not before the season starts. I would
Yeah.
imagine his leg is still,
Chiefs will scoop him up.
probably. It's not anybody on Kansas
Missing
City.
number 9 or 10. I'll give you. Do you want a hint?
Not yet. It's certainly not anybody on Denver. It's not going to be anybody on. It's not like Armani Hampton if Ashton Genty's not on this list.
Correct.
So it's nobody in the West. In terms of The South, it wouldn't be. There's just no way it's
I
David
would
Montgomery.
rethink that, Ben.
That it's nobody in the West?
Correct. I think you might be forgetting something.
It's not anybody on Tennessee.
Tennessee's not in the West, but sure.
Oh, the West.
Yeah, you just said the West.
Well, I moved on. Okay. I mean, it just can't be Kenneth Walker, right?
Are you guessing that?
Yeah, I think that's the only choice I have. Yeah, Kenneth Walker.
The Super Bowl MVP, man.
That's crazy.
He's number 9.
If he didn't win Super Bowl MVP,
Is it crazy?
I think so. I don't think he's better than Josh Jacobs.
He's been in a committee like the last couple years.
You think he's better than Josh Jacobs?
Meh.
I don't think so.
I think Josh Jacobs for sure better than the guy at number 10. I think there's an argument for K9 or Jacobs.
You know, I want to keep going through the teams, so this isn't my guess, but the guy that keeps coming back to me of like he's not better than Jacobs, but like one or a few people think he is Kyron Williams. That's not my guess. I don't think that's
I'll just tell you it's not him.
Okay,
he is
thanks.
the second honorable mention listed, though.
Okay, then I'm in the right ballpark.
Yeah.
It's certainly not Swift. It's nobody in the South. I don't think Kamara's still on this list, although Prime Kamara was just...
I'll tell you, this guy was not ranked last year, if that helps at all. But I also wouldn't say like he had an insane season last year or anything. Like he had a good year, best year of his career last year.
All right, tell me this: AFC or NFC?
AFC.
I was hoping you would say something different. I'm thinking of Travis Achan could be on there. I don't think it's going to be him.
He's in the also receiving votes category.
Travis Etienne?
Yeah,
Etienne?
with Ashton Genty's in there.
Okay, good. It's not James Cook. It's not Travion Henderson. It is certainly not. Well, I already said Achan. The other team in that division is the Jets, and there's just no way it's Breece Hall. There's just no way it's Breece Hall. It's not anybody in the South. Texans. The East, AFC East would be. I already said the Ravens. It's nobody on the Steelers. The North.
Gonna need a guess, Ben. I'll help you out a little.
Sure.
You already said his name. Like pretty recently.
I'm trying to remember what I just said.
You like most recent guy you just said.
Travis Achan? There's no way.
Oh.
Who was it?
It's Breece Hall.
It is Breece Hall. That's crazy.
You just kept going, there's no way it's Breece Hall. There's no way it's Breece Hall.
I mean, it shouldn't be Breece Hall.
It's Breece Hall. Yeah, I would
take a bunch of those honorable mention guys over.
Jacobs over Breece Hall, 1,000%.
Genty over Breece Hall. Who's the last person you said that got an honorable mention? Kyron Williams over Breece Hall.
Quinton Judkins was an honorable mention as well.
Yeah. All right.
There's your top 10 running backs.
989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. You got to meet Matt Smith Modern Realty if you're looking for a move. Redefining real estate with a fresh, modern approach. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, Matt Smith delivers personalized service tailored to you, cutting-edge marketing, local expertise, and commitment to making your real estate experience as smooth and successful as possible. From cozy starter homes to luxury properties, they know how to find you the perfect fit. Trust the team that combines innovation with real-world know-how at Matt Smith Modern Realty.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and... by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
You know, this is the only McGregor we'll get in today, other than if you have it in the news for later. But you and I, we're UFC guys. Not diehards, but like dropping into these big-time fights.
Watch every main card, obviously.
Conor McGregor, is he on the Mount Rushmore of guys with the best highlight tape ever? Like, just like 5-10 minute YouTube clip where it's just like, let's put together this guy's best clips. Is Conor McGregor on the Mount Rushmore of it? Because I think there's a pretty good case he is.
Of UFC or just like of dudes?
Ever.
Ooh, that's hard. I mean, any guy ever? Like, you could pull up any highlight tape.
I'll give you mine. Barry Sanders is my football. Larry Bird is my basketball.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. It's LeBron James. I do love Larry Bird highlights, though. He would be second. Like, that was not said as a joke to discredit
Larry Bird highlights are really good.
Larry Bird highlights are phenomenal. Way better than any, like, no disrespect to Magic, but oh my God, the Larry Bird highlights are unreal. Tiger Woods.
Ooh.
And I would go Conor McGregor.
Yeah, the Tiger Woods highlight tape is like actually insane. Okay, like
John Jones has an argument too because he just puts people to sleep. But the McGregor stuff, like including like, oh, this is what happened at the press conference. This was the walk, and then him just annihilating dudes. Yeah, he might be on there.
It's tough because guys like you and I, like I was a kid in like the peak Ball is Life era of like YouTube highlight reel cut videos. And so I will always defend like the John Wall Kentucky clip, like highlight reel is the best like highlight clip ever. Or like
now we just have John Morant clips.
Now it's too much. Exactly, like the Austin Rivers highlight in high school videotape is an unbelievable tape. The Tavon Austin football one, like that's the best video ever that that everyone talks about. Hell and Back, Kid Ink, like it's just the best. But yeah, if we're just talking who if you could put together a highlight reel of guys. Oh, man. I mean, any sort of combination, like the football ones to me are so good. Like the football ones are unbelievable because you could have the guys that are extremely fast and making big-time plays. Like a J-Mo highlight reel would be sick. Or like the hard-hitting safeties, like that era of guys, like a Cam Chancellor highlight tape.
Earl
man.
Thomas.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, give me that. Like, that's the Sean Taylor. Like, give me one of those. But
I think the football ones are harder. Like, for me, the football ones need to be like, how the F did anyone stop this guy? And to me, that's like Barry Sanders. Like, it just doesn't make sense what I'm watching when I see his highlights. I just don't know if Conor
has, like, the true knockout. Like the amount of, like, nasty knockout tape.
Yeah, because a lot of his were TKOs.
Right, exactly. Like, for me, like, a UFC has got to be just, like, straight nasty knockouts. Like Alex Pereira, I think I would probably take his highlight tape.
What about John Bones Jones?
Yeah, I mean John Jones, like has like some of his knee to the face is like an unbelievable one. Like he has a lot of those all-time knockouts.
John Jones makes UFC like his highlight tapes. It makes UFC look so easy. Where it's just like, why doesn't nobody else just do the knee to the face? It's unstoppable. And it's like, he's the only one that can really do that.
Yeah. Scott in our YouTube chat says, no way, Conor has some nice stuff, but just pure knockouts and highlights. I think O'Malley makes a case.
Oh, wow.
He does have some, like if we're talking highlights, you're not showing the low lights of Sean O'Malley where he just has become like this guy that doesn't really want to fight anymore. Some of his knockouts in his early days are
he would lean so far into
nasty.
people, too, because he's a lighter guy, but when he would lean so far into guys,
the longest scrawny arms ever, though. Yeah, exactly.
I think my final answer is I think I'd have two basketballs. I'd have LeBron and Larry Bird both on there. I could watch LeBron highlights for an hour. It's probably a problem. Barry Sanders and baseball ones are just tough.
Yeah, because it's just guys pimping homers. Like, it would have to be like an outfielder, like making diving catches. Like Mike Trout, robbing homers highlight reel. That'd be fun.
Maybe I'll still keep Tiger on there. Those are my four.
Tiger for sure is in the top 4,000%.
You have your
I think
Mount
I'd put
Rushmore
Steph
quick?
Curry. I'd put Steph Curry on mine, man.
Steph Curry.
I mean, Steph Curry's like in his peak era, like the amount of the threes he's hitting, dude. Like,
it's a good one.
I'd go Steph, Tiger, and I'll figure out the rest later.
No Bron?
I mean, LeBron is just like, I love LeBron.
Kyle, what are
I
you?
don't need his highlights. I want him. He's got winning rings.
989-837-6125. 11 o'clock hour on the way.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The.
This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
All right, 989-837-6125. This segment's going to be a little shorter, so we can go ahead and get a conversation on with Keith Smith coming up at about 11:15. NBA cap expert, so excited to talk to him regarding this Jalen Duren situation. Seems like they're at a little bit of a stalemate, the Pistons and Jalen Duren and his camp. I think his camp has handled this terribly. But before we get to Keith Smith and that conversation, let's just put a bow on the Tarek Skubal thing. You and I are in agreement. The obvious thing to do at this year's deadline, no matter what, no matter how the next 19 games go, is trade Tarek Skubal. We have not done a great job of convincing everybody else that, because there's a lot of people out there that think they should keep Tarek Skubal and really go all in on this thing. I would say they can still win the division and turn this thing around and play really good baseball if they move on from him. It's not reliant upon Tarek Skubal to dictate if this season ends up resulting in a playoff berth or not. I don't think that's the case at all anymore. This is the most talented the Tigers have been in a long time, with or without Tarek Skubal. Like, even without Skubal, I'd put this year's team up against last year's team, and I think this year's team is better, even if Skubal's not here, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
We good?
Yeah. Just continue.
Like, you look at this team, it's Dylan Dingler, who's become an all-star. It's Kevin McGonigal, who's become an all-star. It's Riley Green, who's a 3-time all-star. That wasn't the case last year. I know they had so many all-stars last year, but come on. Zach McKinstry was never a real all-star. Javi Baez in the outfield was not really a real all-star, right? So you still have Casey Mize. You still have Gleyber Torres around, even though he's not healthy right now. You can move on from Skubal, and it's still the more talented team versus last year, where you have all the same pieces, plus an emerged Dingler and Kevin McGonigal to help this Tigers team move forward. You still have Casey Mize around. You still have Jack Flaherty. You still have Troy Melton, who looks more and more like he could be an ace, the second-best ERA and the second-best whip in all of baseball this season. I think if you move off from Skubal, you can go add some players at this year's deadline that not only help the team's future and the team's farm system that has a deficit of blue-chip talent right now, outside of two guys, Bryce Rayner and Max Clark. I think starting to think Rayner actually might be better than Max Clark. But you have a chance to add a guy or two to that while also adding a couple pieces to your team that are ready to go now. It seems like a no-brainer to me. You move on from Skubal and you help bulk up the farm system plus guys that can help you now. That, to me, is the goal for the Tigers this offseason or this upcoming trade deadline. The goal for this year's trade deadline should be improve the team now, improve the team for the future, move on from Tarek Skubal and see what you're made of without him, because that's what it realistically is going to be after this season, no matter what.
I think we've pretty clearly established how we feel, right? Like that. I think that we've made that pretty obvious at this point. What's actually going to happen? Right? We can sit here and gripe about it all day that we think they should trade him. We think that they could still win without him. Understand, we don't control what's going to happen. I think I'm starting to convince myself they're not going to trade him. Truly. And there's nothing there hasn't been anything that has happened, no reporting, no anything from the front office, this or that has gotten me feeling that way. Do we actually trust them to make the right decision? That's more so what it is. And all this winning is doing is just adding into that, we don't need to trade him. But my thing is that I bet they never even wanted to trade him in the first place.
No, they put their chips in the middle of the table before the season started.
Yeah, like they had just committed to it. And obviously you have to pivot at some point.
Or you double down.
What is doubling down?
Not doing anything, probably. Or buying at the deadline.
I guess buying would be doubling down. I'm starting to lean more that they are not going to trade him. I know in the latest passing update, it was 80%, I think, that they trade Tarek Skubal. In my head, it's like 60-40.
That they do trade him.
That they do. The second that...
I think that's reasonable.
The second that gets to a 50-50 or splits into the other way, it's going to be very frustrating come August 3rd if Tarek Skubal is still on the team.
Even if they're above 500.
Kyle, they're going to...
I agree with you. There's going to be a lot of people, though, that are celebrating that. And that's where I feel that's the whole point of today's show, is that no one can agree upon what the right thing to do is. I know what I think it is, and I know you and I are mostly in alignment as to what we think it is. But this fan base feels legitimately split right down the middle in a way that I can't remember ever happening for any sort of topic evolved around this team. I have no idea what the majority of people think. It truly does feel like it's a 50-50 split on what the fans want to happen at this year's deadline. And I can't remember anything like this.
Why do you keep saying that, though? Because every text we've gotten today and every YouTube chat we've gotten today have all been pretty consensus trade Tarek Skubal.
Not every text, though. We've got a lot of people.
All the ones that you've read have been trade.
Because I can't read the ones that say keep him, because that's all they say. I can read them, but here's what they all say. Keep him. Keep him. Keep him 2 exclamation points. Keep him and pay him. Keep him. The people who are making the case to keep him, it feels like that's, no offense to you guys out there. If you want to keep him, by all means, you're entitled to feel however you want.
Yeah.
But it feels like there's not a lot of reasoning behind it other than, I don't want to trade him. Okay? But and then I present all these reasons as to why it's a smart thing. It's but I just don't want to do that. Okay. It feels like it's split down the middle with the people that actually have good reasoning all being in the trade Skubal camp.
Sure.
No offense to the other party.
But, like, also, and you alluded to this earlier, like, pretty obvious that if you want to keep him, it's probably because you want the Tigers to win.
Mm-hmm.
And Tarek Skubal, even though we threw out the stat, they're 500 in the last year and a half with him?
Since September, yeah.
Still, pretty good. Like, you feel confident you can win more games than not when you have Tarek Skubal on your team. So I understand that part of it.
And what I would tell those people are, I think they can win without him. You think they should keep him to win the division? I think they can win the division without him. And you can add a boost to your lineup and do it anyway. And add a boost to your farm system. That's what I would tell those folks. All right, here's the deal. We're going to talk to Keith Smith here from Spotrac, NBA salary cap expert. We're going to have another guest on at 11:30. Then we're going to do our two traditions to close out every show. That's how we're going to close Friday. All right, 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live in the 11 o'clock hour is brought to you by Yiter Insurance. Life happens fast, and at Yiter Insurance Group, they're here to make sure you're covered every step of the way. Locally owned and trusted in Midland for decades, they treat you like family, not just another policy number. From home and auto to business and life insurance, Yiter is the right coverage for every stage of life. Their team makes insurance simple with expert advice and real people you can talk to. That's Yiter Insurance Group. We'll be there when you need us. Since 1940, should also let you know. Not only is the 11 o'clock hour sponsored by Yiter Insurance, but it is Friday after all, and nothing pairs better than the weekend like an ice-cold Yingling. Whether you're locked in for kickoff or tip-off or the final inning this weekend, Yingling's got that crisp, smooth taste that just hits right, kind of like your team when they're firing on all cylinders. It's one of those game day staples. You've got the crew, the TV's up loud, and something cold is in your hand, which means you are all set. Another round of Yingling, and now it really does feel like a game day.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9. on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Hopefully Keith Smith's going to be joining us here momentarily. Until then, let's get to a couple messages here. Got a text that said, okay, if you don't keep Tarek Skubal, if you want to trade Tarek Skubal, who do you trust to start in a playoff series? I feel like I just trust Troy Mellon at this point. I trust him to be the ace of this team right now. It's a small sample size, but second best ERA, second best whip in the entire majors this season. That's a guy I do trust to be the 1A in a playoff series for right now. Now, we'll see what happens when the pressure arises. But you've got ancillary pieces like Casey Mize, Jack Flaherty as well. It's not like you've got a bunch of bums when Tarek Skubal leaves. Are any of them true alpha dog number one guys? No, but not every team that makes the playoffs has those true alpha number one guys, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, as long as you have a solid staff that you trust the amount of guys that you can pitch in a playoff series, I think that's plenty fine.
Got another text that said, actually multiple texts that said, you guys totally left off Bo Jackson for the highlights, baseball and football. This guy was
kind of
unreal
a cheat
to
code,
watch.
Right? You get both.
See, as soon as we went to breaking that segment, I said I forgot about somebody. I forgot about Travis Hunter's 2024 Colorado highlights. That would for sure make my list. Sorry, Tiger Woods, you are being moved off the list. My list would be
for
Barry Sanders, Travis Hunter, Larry Bird, and LeBron James. That would be my list of guys' highlights. Sorry, Conor McGregor, you get bumped off.
Travis Hunter makes the Ben Mount Rushmore of just like guys that Ben talks about all the time.
Who else would be on there?
Mahomes, Wemby, Caleb Williams, and Travis Hunter.
LeBron? No LeBron? No Cade?
No, did you talk about those four guys way more than Cade or LeBron?
More than Goff? More than Sewell?
I mean, I guess I'm not really going to count like the Detroit guys because we obviously talk about them.
I feel like Sewell would be my number one guy regardless of like any chance I have to talk about Penei Sewell.
But definitely Mahomes, Wemby, no doubt, Caleb Williams, and Travis Hunter. That's a pretty easy top four.
I don't know where this Caleb Williams stuff
Ben's
comes
guys.
From. Where do just because I think Caleb Williams is going to be good, it means he's my guy.
Yeah, I mean, like you were like hyping him up after he threw the game-losing interception to the Rams. Your takeaway was like, yeah, but like the Lions are screwed because Caleb Williams is coming.
He is. He's going to be really good this year.
Dude lost him the game.
You're talking about the one where he threw it to the back of the end zone?
They were going to beat the Rams.
You're talking about the playoff game?
Yeah. What other game would I be talking about?
Look, man, I just think Caleb Williams is poised for a pretty spectacular third season, the same way that Josh Allen took a year 2 to year 3 leap. I think as long as he figures out all the easy stuff, like the 5-yard out routes and stuff, suddenly Caleb Williams is going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. That's all. And I'm worried about it. That doesn't mean he's my guy as much as it's me telling Lions fans, like, yeah, my brutal, honest opinion about Caleb Williams is I'm petrified that this guy is going to actually become the face of the league one day. Jordan Love? Nah, not scared of him. Whoever the Vikings are throwing out there at quarterback? Not scared of him.
Vikings fans are scared of him.
Yeah. With Caleb, it's a little bit different. I think he's much better than those guys. And to be clear, I still think Jared Goff's the best quarterback in the division. However, I think future-wise, yeah, Caleb Williams is the guy I'm the least looking forward to seeing how their career plays out. All right, let's switch gears. Keith Smith from Spotrac is here. Keith Smith's one of the salary experts that we have here in the NBA. Keith, I think you do a phenomenal job covering the league, man, so we appreciate you hopping on. Are you out in Vegas with summer leagues and stuff right now? How's the first couple days gone? Okay? Yeah, we can hear you great.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I am in Vegas. I'm in a very awfully lit hotel room, so it is what it is. But we'll make do and do our best.
What's the biggest summer league takeaway so far? What's the best thing you've seen?
DeBonta versus Peterson last night was pretty good. DeBonta, they even the guys who were like NBA rotation players couldn't stay in front of him, couldn't keep him out of the paint. If he drew any kind of big on him, he was right to the basket. He took some bad shots for sure. He settled for some jumpers, but that's all part of the learning and growing process and the like. And then Peterson, you can just see he's so smooth. Just sometimes the shot doesn't go in for him, but that'll be something that'll continue to work on and figure out. But that was the best thing out of the first night.
Did you happen to catch the Pistons game?
I saw some of it. I did not see it. I've got the nice thing is table. I can watch these games after the fact, so I'm hopeful to catch up on some of that this morning.
All right, we brought you in to kind of help us out with this Jalen Duren situation that the Pistons are, it seems like, in a stalemate with Jalen Duren and his agent. So right now, according to Spotrac, Pistons are $80 million under the second apron. They're $68 million under the first apron. So they've got a lot of cap space. I'd say, okay, if you're actually trying to contend and win the Eastern Conference, which, of course, the Pistons should after last season, there's no reason to have that much cap space available. What does this mean in terms of the Pistons potentially making another splashy move similar to how Toronto is potentially done with Kawhi Leonard and Miami's done with Giannis and the 76ers have done with Jaylen Brown? Do the Pistons actually have enough cap space to make one of these moves? And if so, what is it?
Yeah, so let's just, so we're not confusing anybody. The Pistons don't have any cap space. They are over the salary cap, so they can't just go out and like sign somebody for $40 million. This is room under the luxury tax and under the aprons. So they have, you just rattled it off. They've got a ton of room to work with below the aprons, below the tax. They've got enough room under the tax that they've already completed the Kevin Huerter re-signing, the Javonte Green re-signing, but they can still go get Jalen Duren on a full 25% of the cap max if they want to, without even tripping into the luxury tax. And that may be the way we see Detroit and their offseason in effect is just, all right, let's get to a deal with Jalen Duren and bring him back and go. Or maybe there is another big trade that comes down the line, because I think what we're seeing here is teams are normally everything happens in the first few days of July. And then it's the kind of the stragglers that get done. Now what's happening is teams are making these big mega trades. Then there's like a pause for a day or two. Everybody kind of resets. Then it is, okay, well, if that guy went for this, maybe we could go get this other guy and make a trade. And Detroit is well positioned if they want to do something like that.
One thing that's being said in Pistons circles a lot right now is no team has salary cap space or apron space to go sign a guy like Jalen Duren. So there's no market for him. We're hearing that a lot. I'm saying that a lot. How much validity is there to that statement that Jalen Duren doesn't have much of a market elsewhere outside of Detroit?
Yeah, without the Pistons' help, there's very little market for him unless he wants to take a major cut off what he thought he was going to get and go to Brooklyn. Brooklyn's the only team with meaningful cap space left. We'll see what happens with the Clippers and this Kawhi Leonard situation and all of that. And there's ways the Clippers could, even if that trade goes through, still get to some cap space. But it doesn't seem overly likely that's going to be the direction that goes for them with a guy like Jalen Duren. So, yeah, so if Jalen Duren, let's say he says, I want to go to the Sacramento Kings, because that was rumored. Well, he needs the Pistons' help to get him there. I always tell people a sign and trade is a three-party agreement. It's the player, it's the current team, and it's the new team the player's going to. If any one of those sides is like, nah, we're not in on this, then it doesn't happen. Because people say all the time, well, just sign and trade this guy away. Well, the sign part comes before the trade. So you got to get him signed before you can trade him. So yeah, Jalen Duren is not, I don't want to say he's stuck, because we all know in the NBA there's all kinds of ways guys can agitate and get their way and things. But I think he's just he is where he is for now, until he either comes to an agreement with the Pistons or they find a workable sign and trade that they like.
Keith Smith, salary cap expert for Spotrac, the front office show, hosted that as well out in Summer League, talking Jalen Duren with us right now. I think Trajan Langdon deserves a tremendous amount of credit for how he's handled this Jalen Duren situation, essentially stating, yeah, go out and find the other team that's willing to give you the qualifying offer. We don't think that's out there for you. So by all means, go out and try. Jalen Duren and his agent did that. They weren't able to find anything. Now, obviously, they're in this little bit of a stalemate. At what point does Trajan Langdon and the Pistons front office, though, need to just say, you know what, let's just give him whatever number it takes to get him back? Not obviously, it's going to be way more team-friendly than we necessarily thought, at the start of the playoffs, before the playoffs, even after the playoffs. I think the way that this offseason has gone with the Jalen Duren market, it's just regressed so much. So it's going to be a team-friendly deal regardless. But at what point do the Pistons need to just get out in front of this and bring him back to not tarnish the relationship between Jalen Duren and the Detroit Pistons? Like, to you, what is a reasonable number that he should just sign up for?
Yeah, I think probably somewhere just below that 25% of the cap max. So if he came in around 37, 38 million, I think that would be perfectly fine. I think that's a fair value. I think that Makes a lot of sense for him, makes a lot of sense for the Pistons. Like that's where I would have him coming in. I look at the contract Alperen Sengun signed with the Rockets. I think that is fairly similar to what Jalen Duren should be willing to do. But if you're Jalen Duren, like, hey, why not wait a little bit? Because it's not like there's great center options for Detroit otherwise left on the market. They're not. Let's say this drags on, and like, who are you going to replace me with? All right, Paul Reed's fine, but Paul Reed's a backup. Tolu Smith, okay, let's see, but that's it. That's it right now. Good luck with that being your center rotation on a team that should be a contender in the East. So I think for Duren, he's got a little bit of, all right, well, there's nowhere else for me to go right now very easily, but that doesn't mean I have to just take whatever the Pistons offer me. And this probably is going to turn into this year's version of Josh Giddey and Jonathan Kuminga, where it just drags and drags and drags because of that. There's not another team to easy to go get them unless somebody steps up with a really great sign and trade. But to the last part of your question, I would advise at some point, like, let's just be reasonable here, both parties. Let's just meet in the middle because that's what always happens in these situations anyway. Meet somewhere reasonable and get it done because you don't want the player. He's a very important player for your franchise. You don't want him coming back, in September when everybody's kind of gathering for training camp and he's cranky and he's like, man, this stinks and I don't want to be here, and that turns into a whole other thing. Like, just take care of the guy.
Earlier this week, the Pistons made the move of shedding some space, Karis LeVert for Taurean Prince and Gary Harris. A lot of Pistons fans and people that follow our show viewed that as they're creating space to bring back Jalen Duren, to finally get to a number that he's reasonable for. Did you view that as a bringing back Jalen Duren move, or did you think that was something that the Pistons just wanted to get off of Karis LeVert's contract while they had the option to bring in a couple veterans?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of all of it. I think getting Taurean Prince is a good get. Taurean Prince has become a knockdown shooter. He's a shooter with size, so you can play him in all kinds of lineup constructions. Karis LeVert when Karis LeVert is doing good stuff, it's like, man, Karis LeVert's really good, and we're psyched to have him. The problem is that's like 1 out of every 4 games at this point. So that becomes like, what are we going to do here with this guy? And I think because Dennis Jenkins has become what he's become, you've replaced what you needed out of Karis LeVert, which was another on-ball playmaker off your bench. Now you're in a pretty good place, adding as a Joe, as a shooter. You've kind of replaced anything you needed out of Karis LeVert. So going getting Taurean Prince is a good deal, but it has that added. This frees up flexibility underneath the tax really line is what it is. Because I don't think they're ready to step into being a tax-paying team just yet. I think they want to wait at least 1 more year and keep a little bit of flexibility moving forward. You can see the John Collins contract is designed around. It's really a 1-year deal, in effect. So it was, let's get this guy in here. Let's see how he fits. And if it doesn't work, we can still kind of clear the decks around. I'm going to assume Duren will be back, and it'll be around Cunningham and Duren. We can still kind of clear out a lot of flexibility to do other stuff. But that's where that's what I think that trade was. Equal parts. Hey, we can get a helpful player who fits maybe a little better, and we can clear out some additional flexibility.
In today's CBA, this first apron, second apron era, that I want to ask you a second question after this one, but in this era, who has more reason to not sign a contract and push this into a next season thing? Asar Thompson or the Pistons? Who has more reason to kick that can down the road for next offseason? And this isn't necessarily specific to just the Pistons, but in general, in restricted free agency, just using the Pistons as an example here because obviously the team that we're covering.
Sure. I want to try to get those deals done if I can for a guy like Thompson because he is such an important player for them. Like you're seeing the troubles with letting players get to restricted free agency with Jalen Duren. Sometimes it doesn't go the way you want because teams are still piecing together their offseason. We'll have a better look at like who's going to have cap space next summer, probably in another week or 2. We'll have a good idea of like who put together a summer where it is. And we took on a lot of expiring money and we're set up to make a big run. And what you don't want to have if you're Detroit is, oh crap, now there's 5 or 6 teams out there with meaningful cap space that they can come in and chase Thompson and really give him a massive offer sheet that then we're going to have trouble matching. So that's where I would try to get something done. But again, both sides have to be reasonable with this. He's not a max guy. He's not even near a max guy. So you're looking at kind of like, what did someone like Herb Jones get in free agency? Like is he a 17 to $20 million player? Okay, if he is, that's pretty good. Let's get that done. let's all move on. Even if you're pricing guys a little younger, so we're going to give him 20 to 24. Okay, probably still not the end of the world. But if he's at the table saying, nope, I need 35 million plus, or I want, anywhere near max money, the Pistons are best to say, no, then we got to let this thing kind of play out a little bit more. The good news is those rookie scale extensions, you have all the way until the day before the season starts to get those done. So we're in a place where that could take a while yet.
Last thing I got for you, again, Keith Smith, Spotrac, salary cap expert, host of the Front Office Show. With this CBA that we're in, first apron, second apron, the tax lines, it can be a lot for a casual fan to follow. I'd like to think I'm in the weeds on this thing, and then I'll run into something where I'm just like, I got to go check out what Keith Smith's saying about this because it can get so confusing. It's led to it basically being impossible to keep a team together. Like you're seeing that with the Celtics. You're seeing that with the Nuggets right now, who it doesn't seem like want to pay Peyton Watson because they don't want to go over that second apron because it locks you up from doing so much stuff. So, and then I think that's a big part of why there's been so much, a new team winning it every single year. There's so much parity in today's NBA that it's, again, impossible to keep a roster together. So do you think this is ultimately good for the league, that there is so much parity and there's not teams that are being kept together and you almost get punished for having great players at some point?
Yeah, it's tough. It's like they say, it's like, so let's use the Jaylen Brown trade as an example. That stinks for the Celtics and Celtics fans. It's great for the 29 other teams because now we have a shot at Jaylen Brown, right? So like that, and I know, and I'm being very facetious in that because there was probably really like 20 teams had a real shot at him, but
Right.
but those are the kind of things where everything that is bad for one team, there's a good chance it's pretty good for all the other teams as far as individual players. I think the parity is I go both ways on this. Like I think about the Warriors, the Dynasty Warriors a lot, where it was everybody loved them when they were like, oh, this team's so fun and Steph Curry and all that. Then they won a few titles and it was like everybody hated him. Everybody's like, I hate that Draymond Green guy. Curry's so annoying with all his antics after he makes shots. Like, and everybody's like, I want to turn on that team. That's what, right? You become the hero and hang around long enough to become the villain. And that's kind of, that's part of things in sports where it's like everybody's gearing up to take that team down. And where you have these windows where it seems like teams are going to be 4 or 5 years at most is going to be what you're going to be able to pull out of a team. Yeah, it's going to be really hard for those teams to emerge. But on the flip side, I like a league where 29 teams come in and say, hey, if we just are pretty smart about how we do our business, we're going to have a real chance to win here. And that I think is really important. I'm on this where, those every team in the league feels like they have a real shot. So it kind of goes both ways. And then very selfishly, make it as complicated as you can because that keeps you gainfully employed.
Keith Smith, we appreciate you joining us. Hope you enjoy Summer League. Hopefully we can do this again sometimes because I'd be lying if I said I didn't get confused by the salary cap once in a while. So I'd love to have you on and clear things up for us if you're able to. So appreciate you coming on. Enjoy Summer League, my friend.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much for having me. I'm always here to help.
Perfect. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. All right. We've got one more guest coming on when we come back here. Appreciate Keith Smith for coming on. Again, this is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. You don't have to be a pro to get pro-level care, whether you're just hitting the gym, the field, or staying active. Covenant Healthcare Sports Medicine helps you prevent injuries, recover quicker, and keep doing what you love.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. on 100.9 The Mid.
Dr. Brandon Scott here with us, representing Scott Family Dental. Brandon Scott, what's going on, my friend? How you doing?
Bad. It's been good. Been real good. Just we were just talking off air for a minute there. I just got back from Texas, actually, trying to escape the heat here, and turns out Texas is as hot as it is here in Midland. Although coming back now, we're like in the high 70s, and it feels a lot better.
Oh, did you see this weather for next week? It's supposed to get back to really, really hot.
That's why I don't check the weather anymore. To be honest with you. No, but we went to a Buc-ee's down there, actually, and so I got my first taste of a Buc-ee's, which, if people around here don't know, is like the biggest coffee, gas station, liquor store type experience you could ever have.
Shopping center.
I've always wanted to go to one of those.
It's amazing.
You've never been to one?
No, I've never been to one.
Yeah.
And you lost your Buc-ee's virginity this weekend?
I lost my Buc-ee's virginity. I'm proud of it. Honestly. Yeah, I have nothing to be ashamed about.
So
with that.
I was in Texas a couple of weeks back, and I've been to a Buc-ee's before. I don't really know the occasion, but I've definitely been to one. And a couple of the guys I was down there with, it was a bachelor trip, they were like, we have to stop at a Buc-ee's. So I was like, no, they were like, no, like we'll drive 40 minutes out of the way to do it. And I was like, you guys are crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to go back to the Airbnb.
Yeah.
But people were really adamant about it.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy when you walk in there.
It's wild. I mean, it's clean, and you have to go to the bathroom at Buc-ee's. There's a
Even
person,
if you don't have to go.
There's if you don't have to go, there's a person in the bathroom attending at the gas station Buc-ee's. It's nothing. And then we come back to Michigan, and we go to a 7-Eleven gas station Speedway thing, and
yeah,
man, it's a world apart. I'll tell you that much.
Kyle and I have been on this train that we might try to start a gas station in Midland because there's not a premium gas station in this town. And we want a premium one.
You're saying you don't
nice
want a
one.
12th Speedway? Is that what you're saying?
No, not
We
really.
want one of the huge ones, yeah.
Yeah, like an Emporium. That's what you're going for.
But
Exactly.
we won't be too adamant about a Buc-ee's. It feels like that might be a little bit too hard to maintain, but just like a high end one,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's manageable. I tell you, it's doable. You just got to have the mystique, the aura. You got to aura farm gas station into existence.
You're just
here.
throwing out words you've heard at the dental office, haven't you?
Listen, I've got kids that are patients. I try to 6-7 them. They just look at me like, "What are you talking about, man?"
We learned the hard way during Kids Day here at the ballpark that 6'7" is no longer cool.
No, it's not.
Brad
Yeah.
and Kyle Brad and John went onto the field and did the 6'7", and they basically got booed off the field.
Oh, yeah. No, it's 6'7" is on the way out. I'm not sure what's coming in, but I know 6'7" is no longer we're coming down the mountain at this point with that.
Well, I was asking kids. This was back in May. I was like, okay, then what's cool now? And they kept doing do the seal.
Do the seal.
Do you know what the seal is?
Don't know what the seal. I'm kind of afraid to ask.
I don't know what the seal is.
You lay on your stomach and you grab your ankles and you just hop around on the ground.
That can't be real.
I swear to God.
that can't
I
be
swear to
real.
God,
That
it's
can't be
real. They were all doing it out in the lawn that day. The kids were here. It was wild. They were they were like, do the seal, do it, guy. And I was like, I'm not doing that.
No.
There's no chance I'm doing that.
No, risk of injury is way too high, first of all, on that. And I just don't know anymore. You know, you get to that age and you're like, I think we're starting to lose touch. But
Tell
you
me
guys are still young. I'm 34. You guys are still in your 20s, so you got a little time still.
I don't know. Would you consider us young, Kyle? I'm starting to get to a point where
We
every
are.
day.
I'm not going to be that mid 20-year-olds guy that's like, oh, I'm getting old. I'm not
Exactly.
gonna do
Exactly. Oh man, I woke up and my knee was kind of hurting.
Yeah,
a little
I was
bit.
just going to tell you, every day I go to bed and my knees, and then I come up the stairs here every day, just as I don't need to take the elevator this early. I take the stairs, and every day I'm like, my knee hurts.
My knee hurts.
This is bad.
Yep.
This is not good. Tell me what's going on new with the dental office. What do you got new going on?
We've got a great rest of the summer coming up here. A lot of exciting things to look forward to. So earlier, I think it's been a while since I've been on with you guys, but we were doing some Botox injections for TMJ, migraines, things like that. Those have been super successful. People love it. There's plenty of places. Botox is becoming mainstream, I think, and which is good and maybe a little bit trepidatious for people to think about, but in our application of it, where we're putting it into masseter muscles, shoulder, back, things like that, it's really been effective for getting people out of pain. It's a nice therapeutic way to help with migraines. If you're a clencher or a grinder, great for that. So, we stay away from the cosmetic stuff. We let the people who do that. But that's been a big feature of our office that we're really, really proud to offer and give to patients.
A lot of people have been coming in and getting those.
Yeah. And not only that, but coming back and telling us how well it's been working for them.
Yeah. Because how long does that last?
So
because it's temporary,
it's
right?
temporary. Like everything in life, there's going to be a time limit on it. But generally, you see about 6 months of relief before you need to re-up, or if you want to re-up, in that time frame, if you're able to find some better habits or some stretching exercises that might give you a little bit longer shelf life with something like that.
Last time I came into you guys, it was the first time I had came into you
That's
guys.
right. I remember that.
You got done, and you were like, Ben, it's front tooth.
It's front tooth.
There might be a cavity. And I was like, no. I'm still on the no cavity train.
That's right.
As of right now, still no cavities.
Still
you didn't
good.
technically diagnose it. You said,
That's true.
Just
That's
come
true.
back next time. We'll take a better look at it.
I think I said we're going to watch the heck out of it.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch it out of existence is what we're going to do. Yeah.
Which is
I
basically you
wish we
telling
had
me
that
I think you
power.
have a cavity.
Yeah. Well, you ask 10 dentists what the treatment's going to be, and they're going to give you 10 different answers. It's kind of the joke in our profession, but there is some truth to that too.
Do you have any, besides the Botox, anything new going on at the office?
So we are doing a small renovation to the front area coming this fall. Some things to help the flow of patients coming in and out of the building a little bit better there. Basically, we're going to have the waiting room get remodeled. The office that you see where you check in, check out, that's going to get redone so people are not crisscrossing on the way out. There's just some flow things that when I took over the business, it's a great building, but I really want to bring it up to modern standards for people's expectations for, the high level that we want to be giving people that experience.
If people are coming in, they stop and see you, they have the green light to basically go at you with any sport, right?
Generally, yeah. I would say maybe like cricket would be the one I wouldn't be able to talk about too well. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Were you following the World Cup?
I was a little bit.
You pegged me as a soccer guy. I don't know what it is, but you do.
So in Midland, as a lot of people know, you grow up, like the soccer fields are what you do growing up. Like everybody goes through it. So you at least have that ingrained knowledge of like how the sport works. But then, Americans, we love our football, we love our basketball, we love our baseball. But when the World Cup comes around, ultimate bandwagon experiance.
For sure.
And I mean that in a good way.
Same thing with the Olympics.
Same thing with the Olympics. It's
bandwagon.
Perfectly fine to jump on the bandwagon. So that said, now that we're out, the bandwagon is off the rails, and I'm back out. But
you're not adopting another team? Because Kyle and I have adopted Norway.
I'm not that guy. But if you want me to adopt Norway, hey, go Vikings.
Let's go. We got another person.
Skubal. Yeah.
Yeah. We're taking anybody.
Right.
We're taking anybody.
Anybody we
that'll
can
do
get
it
in
with
this
us.
Viking ship. Yeah, let's do it.
Dr. Brandon Scott, remind me of the road that the office is on. I know where it is. The name of the road's
Yep. So it's on
slipping my mind.
Wackerly. It's on Wackerly Street. If you're going down, let's say you're at one of our many speedway stations here in Midland, the intersection of Eastman and Wackerly. There, you go down towards the highway exit, or the on ramp, off ramp. Kind of that funny situation over there. But easy to find. Just look us up on Google. Give us a call. Reach out to us. We'd be happy to help you out with whatever you got going on.
Taking new patients?
Taking new patients.
There you go. Dr. Brandon Scott, Scott Family Dental, Midland's #1 dentist in town. Appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks, Ben.
All right. When we come back, we'll do our 3 traditions to close out every show. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live here on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9. on 100.9 The Mid.
Oh, breaking news. Terrion Arnold does not need to wear a GPS tracker, allowing him to continue to work with NFL teams. Congratulations, Terrion Arnold.
Did you actually see the real news with him, though, that just came out?
That
He's visiting with the Texans, and there's like 2 other teams that are going to visit with him next week.
I saw it was the Jets were one of them.
Or he took a physical with Houston today, and he's visiting with 2 more teams next week.
And the Jets were one of them.
Wow, this is kind of surprising to me. Just this early? Like, I'm not saying I didn't think this would happen, but this early? We're doing this now?
Colts are the other one. Colts, Seahawks,
Guy's
Jets.
in the middle of a court case. Unbelievable. All right, we got a couple of traditions to do.
The NFL for you. All right, here's our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
All right, I'm going Riley Green, 2 hits plus runs plus RBI today at -135, trying to win the week. We're 2-2, started off with 2 losses. Then we got 2 wins. Going up against Aaron Nola today. Yeah, thank you, Mbappe. That's the only way you're allowed to say that name, by the way. Mbappe.
Mom.
Aaron Nola on the mound today for the Phillies. 23 extra base hits he's allowed versus lefties this year. Riley's 1 for 3 against him in his career. So I'm going to say Riley stays hot today against the guy who's struggled against lefties this year. Taylor Fade.
Yep, I'll tail it.
All right, lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Game of the day.
Game of the day.
Should it be the World Cup game? This is a 4
It
o'clock
should be, because it's
start.
going to be an upset. I'm calling it. Upset alert. Belgium's beating Spain today. It's upset alert of the day.
Okay, it's upset alert of the day. I can't go game of the day simply because I can't
At 3
name a
p.m.
single
too, right?
person on either of these teams.
Oh,
I think
Belgium just played United States.
I can't name a player on one
Okay.
of the teams.
Okay. It's at 3 too, so it's kind of early.
Yeah. So we'll end up switching over to baseball. Let's see what aces are on the mound today. Oh, look at that. We've got former All-Star Eduardo Rodriguez versus Shohei Ohtani. Dodgers versus Arizona.
Eduardo Rodriguez is an All-Star this year.
This season.
This year.
There you go. That's our game of the day.
Game of the day.
I got 2 words for you. Steve Nash and Chris Paul. Must-see TV.
That's all I got.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, because you're right. They've just had nothing to worry
Yeah, I
about.
mean, you look at those guys playing in the bigs,
Nothing to worry about.
summer league.
Okay. Last thing that we have is guessing what Colin Cowherd's going to open with. Here's the thing. I got a point yesterday.
Nobody did. He led
Nobody
with
got a
Christian
point
Pulisic,
yesterday.
and neither of us picked that. 64-64. It's your turn to go first.
Oh, boy.
You got to go quick, but not too quick. You're fine.
I'm going to go with...
Right.
I'm gonna do what he did yesterday as his second lead. It's LeBron to the Sixers.
Scotty's going to miss the cut at the Scottish Open right now?
Really?
Wow. Yeah, it seems like he's going to miss the cut. Wow. That's scary. Projected cut is 2 under, and he is 2 under. Yikes. I'm going to go with AJ DeBonsa lead.
Oh, that's so good.
I'll go with that.
What it's going
I'll
to
go with
be.
that today. Why not? He hasn't done that yet.
Damn it. All right. We'll see you guys on Monday. Should be a fun week of no Tigers. So that'll be interesting. See you guys then. Peace out.
The Ben Bosscher